evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means for your viewing pleasure or displeasure, whichever way you want to take it. It's time for the eye test. I'm John Harris. Same John Harris has been with you week in, week out, talking about these Falcons. And tonight, contrary to popular belief, we're going to try to get to the rest of the people in the draft because, hey, ladies and gentlemen, there are 7 rounds in the NFL draft. We only went over 1. And that took 3.5 hours. But we'll be able to get through these other ones as well as the free agent, the undrafted free agent class, in a little considerably less time. I'm awaiting my panel and any other guests that want to come in. You have the link right there. If you want to come in and fuss with us, come on in. Type that link in. Come on in. That's all you got to do. Don't be scared. We ain't going to beat you up too bad. As you remember, last week, we had some very, very strong opinions about our number 1 pick. And what we're going to do tonight, as I said a few seconds ago, there were some other picks that the Falcons made. They didn't just pick number 1. They had 2nd round picks, they had 3rd round picks. They moved up to get someone else. And we're going to chronicle all of those moves tonight and talk with you about our impressions of those people pre-football, pre-pro football. College, they're going to bring all their awards, their accolades, all of the things that made them great in college that attracted draft classes or drafting personnel to take a look at them. Now it's time for them to come into training camp, and I guess we'll have to talk about when it is they're going to finally come into camp and do some organized team activities and get acclimated and used to our coaching staff and our coaching staff getting acclimated and used to them, because this is a new coaching staff. All of this is new. The slate is clean to a certain extent. So they'll be coming in under new leadership. They'll be coming in under new coaching. And from what I have seen that Raheem Morris has done, he's gone to some of the best stores to get some of the best coaches for these players in order that they will be able to function halfway decently compared to last year. Now I'm still waiting on a couple of people here to come on in, but I'm going to, to start off and read off the other ones. And the 2nd round, number 35 in the 2nd round, Ruke Ohoroho. And I think we started talking about him, but we really got sidetracked. He's a defensive tackle. Braylon Trice, who's in the 3rd round, number 74. Brandon Dorlus, defensive tackle, in the 4th round. JT Bertrand, inside linebacker, in the 5th round. Jace McClellan, running back, in the 6th round. Casey Washington, wide receiver. He was in the 6th round. Zion Logue, defensive tackle. He was in the 6th round. Now, there are people that have already graded our draft And I'm looking at, a couple of people that have made, taking a look at the draft, taking a look at what we got in light of who we passed over in their opinion and in many of our opinions that we should have gotten instead of who we did get. And they are drafting, well, they're grading our draft. Okay. Chad Reuter of the NFL says we got a C plus. Mel Kiper, old good hair, Jimmy Johnson hair himself, says we got a C. Chris Trapasso from CBS Sports gives us a C plus. Trevor Sikkema from Pro Football Focus gives us a C minus. And let me see, Rob Mahdi, that's 2 A's and 2 D's. Mahdi from the Associated Press gives us a C minus. Danny Keller from The Ringer gives us a C. See if anybody else. I think that's about all of the people that I can find that graded our draft. But let's take a look at some of the comments that they were making about what it was that we did. And I'm going to go back up here to the man who everybody tries to say that he's the guru of the draft, and they have him on, in ESPN's coverage every time we draft, every time, the draft takes place, he's there. That's Mel Kiper. And Mel Kiper says this: with the number 8 pick, I long considered the Falcons as owning the biggest pivot point in round 1. Would they trade down to make a deal with a team moving up for a quarterback? Would they stay put and take the first defender off the board? They had options, all of which could help a defense that had just 16 takeaways last season, which ranked 29th in the league. With the addition of quarterback Kirk Cousins, this is a team built to win the NFC South now, but it had to draft significant contributors on the other side of the ball. And then Atlanta's selection was turned in on Thursday night, and there were mouths agape in the crowd here in Detroit. Look, we can debate Michael Penix Jr.'s talent all we want, but the Falcons had a chance to improve their defense with the best prospects still on the board and didn't take it. Instead, they chose a quarterback to sit behind a guy to whom they just gave $100 million guarantee. I just don't get the logic here, and it's not like Penix is raw either. He turns 24 in May and has played a ton of football. It was one of the most shocking picks I can remember in round 1. GM Terry Fontenot got much better value on his next 3 picks. Defensive tackle Ruke Ohoroho is a stout run defender, but Fontenot had to give up his extra 3rd rounder to move up 8 spots to get Ohoroho. Atlanta doubled up at the position with Brandon Dorlus, who I thought could sneak into round 3. Fontenot also snagged edge rusher Braylon Trice, who had 16 sacks over the past 2 seasons. At least the Falcons helped their needs here. It's not very difficult to grade this one in the moment based on the value of what Fontenot did in round 1, even if I like a few other players in the class. And with that, I'm welcoming in Mr. Wallace Smith. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine. How you doing, John?
Oh man, holding on. Still riding the rough wave.
Yep.
The surf has not calmed yet, Bruce Smith. It hasn't calmed yet. All right, now what I just read was Mel Kiper's synopsis and what he thought about the draft as a whole. Now, we're going to discuss the other picks, but I just wanted to read what other people are saying because based on what I've been hearing ever since the draft, there have been some people who absolutely killed us. There are some people who killed us, but over the course of a week or two have changed their mind. Atlanta, that might not be that bad, and saying whatever it is that they're saying. So Mel Kiper's, and I guess these were Mel Kiper's impressions right after the draft took place. And there were certain, like I said, they knee-jerk reactions, knee-jerk reactions, um, uh, uh, going overboard. That was the rule of the day 2 Thursday nights ago. 2 Thursday nights ago, what, woo, blah. I mean, folk just, everybody on the panel here, as well as the city. Because while we were on and doing our draft coverage, I was listening out of my good ear at the radio that I had playing in the other room. And man, it was just like war had broken out in man, I'm telling you, man, it was something else. But what's going to have to happen? What's going to have to happen is, people are going to have to realize that, okay, it's over and it's done. We've done it. Good, bad, or indifferent. People doing the drafting, they're going to have to live with the selections. And unfortunately, so are we if this turns out bad. What you think, Wal?
I kind of agree with you. And like, we don't run the team, they run the team, and they get to pick the players that they feel will best help the team in the long run instead of drafting players that fans and the media want. And I think what they did, they just went left when everybody thought they was gonna go with that edge rusher, and that kind of
And
shocked everybody.
and look, Wallace, how many times have the Falcons done that to you?
Right.
How many times? How many times have they done that to you? You know, it, you have you have a path right in front of you, but these jokers, they'll go from 75 downtown to I-20 without using the ramp. They just go all on the grass. I've never seen like anything like it. Well, it may work, then again, it may not. And while I'm talking, someone has popped up right below me, and that is Mr. Ron. What's going
Yep.
on, Ron?
What's up, John?
Oh
What's
man,
up,
ain't nothing.
Wally?
What's going on, John? Ryan,
No, that's Ron.
Ron. What's
It's
going on,
Ron
Ron?
and John. You know, and the thing is I mean, man, I tell people all the time, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard being a Falcon fan.
Mm-hmm.
We, it's hard being a Falcon fan.
Is it
And
though?
oh yeah,
I don't think so.
no, yeah, man. Look, um, for me, being around here ever since the team was brought here in '66, man, there was a period of time where we were, kind of naive and, we didn't demand much. We were just very happy to have a football team here. But
Mm-hmm.
we messed around in 78 and 80 and got a taste of playoff.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little taste of what the playoffs are.
Mm-hmm.
And that went, it's just like learning something or seeing something that you just can't put out your mind no more.
Mm-hmm.
And once we went there, hey, we've always wanted it from then on. We've
Mm-hmm.
always wanted go to the playoffs, go to the Super Bowl. And when we hosted a Super Bowl down here, excuse me, when we hosted a conference championship here
Mm-hmm.
in the Georgia Dome. Oh man, it was on and popping then because it wasn't like a special regular season game or anything of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
but it was the NFL had to come to Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
for the NFC, and
Mm-hmm.
that's something that we experienced once way back when,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to experience again. I
Mm-hmm.
know I do. I might even go this time. I might even go down to this time. But we're talking. We're basically going to talk about the other people who got drafted,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna take a look at now. See, we did talk about a horror hole last week
Yeah.
before we got locked up
Before
on our number
everything
one
popped
pick.
off.
Yeah. Hey, man. I mean, I can't blame you. I definitely can't blame anybody for talking about it because it was crucial. But
Mm-hmm.
let me type this man's name in here and see what it is that everybody's saying about this youngun. And man, you know what? I'm glad I could just type his first name in and get all the information because see, I was gonna misspell his second name. I'm sorry. That's
Mm.
what we're gonna have. That's what we're gonna have. Ain't no sense in me lying about that. All right, now this man Ohoroho came from Clemson. Now,
Mm-hmm.
one good thing about this, you drafted you drafted down here in the SEC. You drafted down here in the SEC. And
Right.
all and these people, let me see, make okay. Y'all saluted right. I'm gonna salute right too. I'm just gonna get this out of here. And that is
You gonna
that
put
is
it to
my
the eyebrow.
partner. That is my partner, Mr. Winston Thornton. How are you,
Hey,
sir?
yes, sir. Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. How y'all doing? I ain't want to interrupt y'all conversation because you while y'all were having a good little convo. I was sitting there listening to y'all.
Yeah. Well, thing is, everybody comes in. I got to welcome them in because they'll stand outside the front door and keep ringing the bell.
Hey,
And if I
when
don't
when
get
Mm-hmm.
it,
to the
when it,
door,
when it's pouring down raining and the doors are already unlocked, if you don't bring your ass in the house,
Right.
yeah. Situation like that, yeah. But boy,
Right.
I don't need no water on my wood floor.
it's like I
But
got a mop. I got a mop. Come on in. Come on in.
I
I
appreciate it.
got the heat
We
on.
appreciate it.
How y'all fellas doing though?
That's
I'm
good,
blessed,
Winston.
man. I can't complain.
Hey,
Complain.
that,
I'm blessed.
that's the best statement, best way to live life, bro.
Right.
Be
So,
blessed and not stressed. Come on now.
right.
That's right.
Yes, sir. All right, now let's talk about this rookie or horror. Oh,
Rookie or horror bro.
cause now, all right, all right. Now, before I say anything about this man, what y'all gonna call him down there at the Georgia Dome when he do something? Roro,
Rook,
Roro.
Whoa,
what,
whoa.
how, what y'all gonna call him down there at the dome when he's Roro? I already know. I
We
already
gonna
know.
say central.
Yeah, hey, you ain't gonna call him by his first name. You gonna call him Roro.
Right.
He
Central.
grabbed. He got him a sack. All right, now this man, he's 6'4", 294 pounds. Wingspan almost 80 inches. He got a 4.89 in the 40-yard dash. He didn't run the three cone and he didn't run the shuttle. And you don't want no tractor trailer truck doing no weeding.
Right.
I'm just I'm just gonna tell you that. Hell
that, that,
no. He'll
that
mess
thing
around
might
here.
tip over.
Yeah, shoot. That joker
That
be
thing
done
might tip
busted a
over.
spring.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be done busted a spring. Sitting up here doing all that weaving. And we have El
Sen-
Jefe in the house tonight. What's going
Senior
on,
Heffer.
Paul?
What's up, Keely?
How's everyone doing?
What's up,
What's
kid?
going on, Buck? How you feeling?
Yeah, we all
I
right.
feel
We
great.
holding on. We
I
we gonna
don't
we
want
gonna
no
try to.
smoke tonight, kid.
Hey, look, man. Look. If y'all don't understand it, Keely is Mr. International. Did y'all not see him pop up with the baby grand on piano in the background, and
Mm-hmm.
the Masters sweatshirt that he just got from going to the Masters?
Mm.
Hey man, when you see greatness, there ain't much you can do about it.
Right.
It ain't much
Keely.
you can do about it.
Look, I
Keely.
told y'all I'm trying to reach JLK status. That man has marched with some of our greatest civil leaders. I am trying to get to JLK status.
All right, that's fine.
Keely.
That's fine and dandy. Just
Keely.
remember,
I don't want no smoke
don't
tonight,
ride in a
dog.
dry top. Just
So,
don't ride in the dry top.
so
Keely. I
Especially
don't
after
want
the
no
show
smoke
next
tonight,
week.
dog.
I run. So I already explained to Winston, and I jumped in John's DM to explain as well.
Hey, bro,
That preceded everything.
I
So
know.
look,
that was something from before all of
I
that.
know.
hey, you good.
Hey,
You
you
good. You ain't
got
gotta explain yourself, bro.
right.
Because at the end of
You
the
got
day,
my
we
respect.
all men. We all men.
Right.
We all men. And we all should be able to have a conversation, have argument. And if it does go further, then that's something that as men y'all have to decide on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? This is just a platform. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk our shit. We're gonna talk about this fact of football. We're gonna talk about a myriad of different things. But at the same time, like neither one of y'all really did anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta plead your case. You
I
good?
think where some of the confusion came in was over the clown comment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What?
I watched
I
it back.
never seen you get that mad, but you were like that. What? What?
Yeah,
Now,
I was offended, but I didn't know who he was speaking to. And
Right.
I think C Dub was also offended because he jumped up at
Yeah.
the same time. We
Yeah.
just didn't know who he was
Right.
referencing, and there
You
was
were
no
like,
way. Yeah, there was no way for us to know who he was referencing at that moment.
I was
So,
like,
and it was
holy.
already contentious because of something that
I know.
predated the call. So,
I know.
well, gentlemen, like Winston was saying, Keita, we really appreciate you uh, talking to us little people, because I know you drinking, fine wine or whatever. I'm here
I'm trying
having
to
to
get
drink.
you at
I'm
JLK.
here trying
What
to
you
drink
talking about?
pomegranate juice. This all I can afford, man. I'm sorry, man. If you don't want to hang with me, I'll understand. I won't get
JLK.
on. It won't be
I'm
a problem.
trying again. The minute I heard about your stories about when we was on the Waffle House and you were talking about all those
It
stories
was
from
going
back
on
in the
three
civil
thirty.
rights movement and all that, I was like, man, that's the guy I'm looking up to right there. That's my goal right there. I'm trying to
Yeah,
catch up
well,
where you at.
Hey,
now, hey, man, don't set your
why,
sights so low. I'm just,
why,
hey,
why,
man.
why, why, why you thought I took it and went this route and teamed up with him?
Hey,
He's a Joseph, but hey, John is an amazing person, man.
right.
No, I know he's a so in this the whole sports talk space, I quickly back this was back with the Waffle House stuff. I quickly learned that he's a vet of the calling in, and he has
Mm-hmm.
a
And
history with that.
conversation, yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
So when I brought up the whole male from Southwest, that's kind of in that same realm because he's kind of a legend also in that space, very popular for calling in and causing chaos, um,
Mm-hmm.
vocally on the radio.
Oh yeah, it was me and Mel. Oh, it was me and Mel all the time. And we just used to have fun doing that. Just have fun doing that because people. Um, One thing about sports talk radio, and the same thing if you pay attention to ESPN, if you pay attention to Fox Sports, various places, people will try to give you your opinion instead of
Yeah, I'm not
you
saying on that.
giving your own opinion.
Right.
And even though I might not have played professional football, I might not have coached professional football, there is something to be said about people who have watched it for a very long time.
Right.
Because, like I always tell people, do not discount those Madden football games.
Mm-hmm.
Do not discount those Madden football games because, believe it or not, Madden was teaching football philosophy ever since 1992.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And those games, from there all the way up to what you have right now, those are the best representations of what John Madden was trying to teach everybody, because those football games, as well as when he was on television announcing, John Madden would get the telestrator, we got a block right here, we got a block right there, and he whap, and he goes through here. He was telling you what was going on. And if you don't believe me, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. YouTube will show you some of those games that he and Pat Summerall called. He and various other people called. And he was coaching and he was teaching. And if you don't know anything about football, get you a Madden game. People be trying to low rate it and say that Madden, everybody be trying to act like the Falcons and this is that is video game football. Well, guess what? What do you think the game is based on? It's based on the NFL. They've even incorporated a draft. They've even incorporated skills that you can learn to play the game. But while you're learning how to play the game, you're learning about football. Okay. Now, once you get that rudimentary lesson in football, start watching the game and paying attention to what people are telling you, because a lot of times, everyone, just like from Romo, from him to Matt Ryan to Esiason, they're just telling you philosophies that they have been taught. That's all they're doing. They're not going to agree. A lot of times they're not going to agree, because their coach that taught them might approach the situation different from my coach that taught me, depending upon the offensive or defensive philosophy. Because there's, you come out with a formation. One coach might go into the 4-6 defense. One other coach might go into a what was that? What was that? That Tampa 2.
Tampa 2.
Or nickel,
You got
or dime, or quarter, or dollar.
You got zone. You got man to man. You got
you gotta when you look at defense, you gotta look at errors. Everything come with the error. Like right now, the error is fluctuating between 3-4 and 4-3. But before this era, back in the 2010, it was 4-3. You know what I'm saying? And 20 with 2000 it fluctuated, but the team that was actually getting it done, it was a 4-3. You know what I'm saying? Like it just fluctuates. It's once you pick up the base of defense coverages, blitz packages, I want to get in the back. Then you learn how to navigate the trials and tribulations. We're going on Arkansas. And then, I mean, that's exactly why, like, sports podcasters or shows or whatever, they have numerous quarterbacks, but each quarterback has a point of view, because they talking about what they saw, what they experienced, how they perceive the situation. Like within my division, I have three different teams, and through them, this what they run, this what they run, this what they run, and then I see the rest of everybody else, but it's something different. But I'm focused on my division, because that's what I need to win first before I can do anything with anybody else. And so when they talk about it, you know what I'm saying? It's you just got to get the basics. If you become good at a lot of things, you don't have to be great at everything. Just be good at it. Just be good at everything. You don't have to be great at anyone, and then you're a jack of all trades.
I think that to be on a platform like this, I guess you should have some level of expertise or knowledge with football. But I think everyone deserves their opinion to be heard. Like if you are a fan, and if you have ever bought a ticket and the team you showed up to was trash, You have a right to express your opinion about
request
it.
a refund.
Yeah, or basically just say what I just paid for as a Falcon fan was trash. You have a right to voice it, to call into your radio station, to jump on a podcast and say, "Look, I patronized and I paid to go support this Falcons team, and what you gave me was trash."
Bro,
Um,
I,
so
I was there. I was there in Carolina. Me and the old lady drove to that Carolina game when they was sitting there. She surprised me. You know what I'm saying? But tickets, but she bought the tickets way before they dropped down to the price that they. You know what I'm saying? We drove from Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, all the way down to what is Charlotte. Supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
a 5 hour ride. Took almost 6 hours. It was pouring down raining. And I get there and like I tell you exactly what it looked like. You ever seen somebody in early stages of chicken pox when the bumps just first start popping up?
Mm-hmm.
That would
sounds
that would the
nasty.
sta- that would the stadium look like. It looked like the early stages of chicken pox. There's a couple of people over here and a couple people over there and a couple people over there and a couple people over there. Like no lie, on everything I love. Me and the old lady took and walked around the stadium. One of those security sitting there saying, hey, where you see that? Whatever. We was popping in different spots because it wasn't nothing else to do, and the game was just trash. The game was so trash. And then I got excited. Oh, we got to leave. We got this. And then the rain started hitting a little bit harder, and then the Falcons. And I said, yep, all right. Because I was gonna do a show. I was gonna go live at the game, and then I was like, no. I said, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do that because I'm too mad right now. At this point, I'm too mad. I'm way too mad, and I got to drive back home and this shit. Let me get home, let me cool off, and then I figure it out from there.
Yeah,
And
hey man, and it's been many, many, many games for me like that. Ooh boy.
We're a
Um,
poverty franchise
what's
for
going on,
real.
Red? Man, hey
oh, there's
man,
old
go.
Red done popped up here. All
Yeah,
right, I guess
Red
he, I
man,
guess,
hurry
I
up,
guess
get
he on his
home,
way
man.
home.
Yeah,
He on his way home, like they
door
used to
open.
say, booging down the backside of Fort Mac trying to get to the house. But
Mm-hmm.
but um, it's been many days like that, and many games like that. And like I said in the very beginning, now I was really young, uh, when the Falcons first came here. But I do remember when they came, and they took me to the football game and whatever. And I'm just running around there. I didn't know what was going on or whatever. But he tried to explain the game to me, and I really didn't grasp it until I had gotten into um, late elementary, high school, or whatever, and that's when you had. Now let me see, what game did we have
Pet
then?
my ball.
No, 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 no,
That was
wrong,
a
wrong.
technical ball.
No,
What is
no, it was
that?
that it was that electric football with the man
Oh,
Oh, you had
on
yeah.
the field. That's what I started out with. That electric football,
Right.
and um, that was that was what I experienced. And I see old Three Dirty talking about he's been a season ticket holder since 2008, traveling from North Carolina. Oh, he wasn't that far. I guess he's coming down here and went to the Super Bowl.
it's three there. I'm up the road from you, but
Yeah, yeah, not too far. Cause
I'm
95.
coming down for training. I'm coming down for training camp.
I
So
haven't been a ticket holder that long, but every single year that I've been a ticket holder, well, an official one, it has been a losing season.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
and see
have not
stuff
had a
like
winning
that.
season as
keep
a
your
ticket
Man,
holder.
ass bad luck.
man.
And see, hey, see stuff like that will make you not want to buy no season ticket.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's like going. I'm gonna go to a restaurant with the old lady, and I'm planning to spend top dollar for food. and the food come out looking like
It's shitty.
a McDonald's Happy Meal.
Yeah.
The math ain't mathing.
Right.
If I'm paying this,
But
I
you
expect
get
this,
this.
but I'm getting this. The math ain't mathing.
Yeah.
It's not congruent. There's like a woman walking in. She put heels on her feet, but she only wearing one heel, and the other foot got a flat on.
Dang.
But you expect to be 6 feet tall. The math ain't mathing.
Right.
You know
Nope.
what I'm saying?
And this is
Hey,
supposed to be a professional football franchise. See, you all, no, y'all a little too young, but there was a time where the Falcons and Braves were rumored to be going to Jacksonville
Mm-hmm.
because
yeah, I remember.
Jacksonville, yeah, oh, okay.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't. I
because
don't
Let me
remember. I've seen it.
let me
yeah,
say
yeah,
this.
they supposed to be going to Jacksonville, and they used to have a bumper sticker that said, uh, "Go Falcons and take the Braves with you."
Dang. My dad,
Used to be a bumper sticker we used to have.
my my dad used to my dad used to work at the Georgia Dome. So
Mm-hmm.
he used to give me tickets to go. And I'd be like, I don't want to watch this shit. What this is?
And you know what it was?
But
They
I didn't understand it at the time because I was so young, like 8 years old, 5. You know what I'm saying? I ain't understand it till I got older.
kill it. I think what 3 Dirty was responding, what he said was going to coach when you
Oh,
was
okay.
asking coach a question last week, and he kept, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Three
okay.
Dirty
That's,
seen the show.
I
Yeah,
thought,
Yeah,
yeah, I thought Three
I
Dirty
think
had a question.
he didn't have an actual question. I think that's what he was talking about.
Okay, I just want to make
yeah.
sure I didn't miss a question from him.
Ray, here's another analogy. What do you get when you put a goat with LeBron? Goat James. There's another analogy for you, man. Goat James.
See, you try to
Look,
start that now. That man driving, Winston. Let that man get home, and because you don't want him turning that doggone North Star over anywhere
Hey,
instead of responding to your
if
analogy.
if I know Red like I know Red will park their own car on top of a fire hydrant to see this say LeBron ain't the goat. He'll park it on top of the fire hydrant.
See,
Look,
see
look.
there. See, look at it. Look at that. Look at that.
I told
And I'm trying to, and you know what? That answer right there is kind of surprising me because see now, Billy Goat Gruff is older than me. Now I'm trying to figure out how the hell Red know anything about that. He must have heard somebody
and
talking to him about
hey,
that one.
mm,
Billy Goat
But
Gruffle climbing to the side of the mountain.
mm-hmm.
Hey,
yeah,
y'all ever
now,
seen what
hmm?
what what are those damn mountain goats? Y'all ever seen like this is completely off subject, but I said I seen a video on Facebook. I don't know,
Oh,
probably
you
like
talking about
last week.
those ghosts that just be hanging on and
Yeah,
just stand there
on the
on
sheer
the
face of the
sheer
mountain.
cliff. Yeah,
Yeah, and they be having kids out there.
yeah,
They be having kids on the sheer face. Like man, hey, I'm sorry, but very spurred his own. But that's just crazy. That is crazy. I've never seen nothing like that before. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
hey,
I'm talking about
hey, man.
it's sheer face. It's not like rock outlets or something. Like they just be cut, and it's like little like indentures on the side of it, whatever, and they
Yeah,
go
look,
on by their business.
just enough for the hoof to be there.
One hook, not the
Yeah,
other three,
yeah.
and
I
they go on
mean,
by their business. Like it's all good. Hey man, that it remind me of my Falcon.
that's what I about to say. That's exactly what I was about to say. And I'm trying to remember. Well, I know you guys have seen a couple of posts that I put up talking about the bandwagon fans on them buses going around the mountain in those countries where they just do have enough road for the bus to be on, and folk flying all off the side of it because it's the only way up and the only way down. And I said those are bandwagon
India and
fans.
Thailand.
Yeah, yeah. I said, those are bandwagon fans, because that's exactly what ride or die means. That's exactly what ride or die means. You on here, somebody else is driving, and you're trusting them to get you home safe, to get you a win, to get you home safe, to get you over the top. And sometimes the decisions that are made, you get off the bus and don't want to go back. And that's the way our fan base is.
I was having this discussion earlier today, and I said this Falcons thing, it feels like a marriage, like with old people. Like, that you're attached, you're loyal, but that your significant other has flaws. Like, they might be a touch retarded, like they might be a little slow. They got one bad ankle.
They can't cook.
Loyal. You already made a commitment. You loyal to it.
I've been in this so long. I can't back out of this.
Right.
You see the other young things, the Kansas Cities, but you've been attached to this ball and chain for your whole life. Like, that's
At this point, like the little young thing, the exciting is nice to look at, but I know where I'm going home. Yeah. I can't even go play. I can't go play out there with that. I'm going home to my ball and chain because this is what I signed up for.
Right.
Yeah, but I do acknowledge. I do acknowledge that my ball and chain is a little slow, a little retarded. Does not. They have a long history of making bad decisions, and I acknowledge that. However, I chose it.
But at the same time, that ball and chain got a beautiful soul. Yeah, it got a beautiful soul. You know what I'm saying? It got character.
I'm gonna tell you what I think you're doing, Winston. I think you remember her when she was young, and excited. So in your head, you still see her as in the 90s. When it was sex, when they was in that black with the silver pants, Dion was coming out the tunnel doing this. I think you still see her like that. That's what I think.
Amen. That thing look good, man. That thing look good back in the day. I ain't gonna lie to you. That thing look
they
good
ain't got
back
the silver pants no more, man. That ain't.
But I mean,
you don't see 21 coming out the tunnel no more, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like 30 years later, you know what I'm saying? It still look good. It still look good. It just don't look the same way. It just don't look the same way.
All right,
but I love it. I love it no less than what I love. Well, the excitement of love in the beginning and the love that I have now is different because the excitement of love, the honeymoon phase. You know what I'm saying? You like it. There was no wrong you could do when I fell in love. There was no wrong you could do.
There was no wrong then. There could be no wrong with me.
And now that we have longevity, we have our situation, and I know your flaws and you know my flaws, and we done went through it all. We done went through the highs, the lows. We done went through 2083. Like shit, we still here. You know what I'm saying? At this point, like the love haven't changed. It's just not the excitement of the honeymoon phase. We done settled in. We got a nice little cottage that's off in the woods. You know what I'm saying? With a little feel to it, and we're away from neighbors. This is where we at in our lives now, together. We're away from neighbors. We got a nice little cottage. We got a couple of cows and chickens in the back, and we just live.
Well, I'm
Be
glad
good.
you in that place because I think my ball and chain is retarded at the moment. I I want to put her out sometime.
Yeah, why you think we moved away from neighbors? At this point, I love you, but I gotta protect you from yourself. I gotta protect you from yourself. I can't show you all to everybody else because ain't no telling what may happen.
Now see, now look at that red. Now I got to get red in here for this particular comment right here. I ain't gonna even read it. I ain't gonna even read it. Because see, my thing is, why put yourself
Oh
through
damn.
that, son? Why put yourself
Well,
through that, son?
I don't know how that scenario goes.
Red. That's ultimate disappointment right there. Like if you
No,
pick,
that's self
Self
the torture and the
deprecation.
pain you feeling, that's self-inflicted. That's self-inflicted right there.
Yeah, man.
And
Hey, man.
see, now this is why, the way that you guys were just talking right now, this is why when people come and say that we have one of the worst fan bases in the league, oh, they get the business from me. Because if you think that what we say about this team is rough, you hadn't been to Philly. You hadn't been to New York, either one of them. You hadn't been to Boston. Man, look, we look like milk toast weaklings as far as our fan base is concerned because now we accept a lot.
so
Yeah.
John, tell me, because I completely agree. Why do you think we're not tough on them like the New Yorkers and the Philadelphians? Why do you think we're not as tough on the Falcons like they are?
Hey, John, give your answer, and I'll answer on behind
We're professional Kool-Aid drinkers. We drink the Kool-Aid. Whatever it is, because see, the thing is that a lot of times our fan base here, I'll give you a good example, Keita, and I know you've seen it, and I know Winston's seen it. When Matt Ryan was in camp, and I always tell this story about the time that, I went up there to camp and got thrown out because I'm looking at Matt Ryan staring at Julio, and I say something about it. Oh, these people all up on the hill. Why don't you leave the man alone? Why don't you stop hollering? Shut the fuck up. I'm hollering at the people. Shut the hell up. That I see. This is the reason why. This is the reason why you
you.
don't
This why we
have
losing.
Julio. Is not MVP. This is one of the reasons why Matt Ryan ain't MVP because he's sitting up there staring at receivers. It looked nice and pretty out here in front of you, but when you get in the game, you can't do that in the game. You sit up here and stare at the man. They know where to go, and y'all wonder why Julio can't get open. Why Julio have to catch passes all crazy. And anybody else that they want to throw the ball to, they have to catch all these old crazy passes. He underthrowing them. He's not leading them. He's staring at them. So you staring coverage right over to the receiver. The people, and there were a few people, well, that's right. That's right. That's right. I said, but look, man, I'm trying to tell y'all, this is what the problem is. The man stares where he's getting ready to throw. The whole league knows it. Okay? Especially in New Orleans. New Orleans used to take balls out of receivers. Matter of fact, the linebacker and the cornerback ran into each other because they both were watching Matt Ryan's eyes and ran to the spot where he was getting ready to throw because they had scouted it. Dan Quinn, when Dan Quinn came here, because you remember that Seattle game that we played before we let me see, who did we lose to?
2016.
No. This was 2012. This is 2012.
Playoffs?
Yeah, the playoff. This was 2012.
Okay.
We played Seattle, and we were beating them, but they came back. Seattle came back. We had to kick a field goal to win the game.
That was Mike Smith.
Was that Mike Smith? Yeah, that's Mike Smith.
Yeah, that was Mike Smith.
But it was Mike Smith that was coaching.
Dan Quinn came in 2015.
Yeah, you're right. Dan Quinn came in 2015. But when he came in 2015, Dan Quinn told Matt Ryan he knew when they were going to pass the ball. because Matt Ryan had a tail, just like a poker tail. You know what it was? Whenever it was going to be a passing play, Matt Ryan, he licked his hand. Now, I'm wondering, coaching staff.
He had 2
Damn it.
interceptions in the second half of that game.
Yeah, coaching staff. What the hell are you people doing? You're supposed to be correcting these things. Nobody's supposed to be able to know what y'all getting ready to do. But that's what was happening. But I used to catch them.
That's
go ahead, Keith.
That's why I don't subscribe to this thing where people just assume the professionals know what they're doing. So on the Falcons had a post, and this guy was like, because people were in the comments talking about the Penix move versus Kirk Cousins and stuff. And this guy said, "You think y'all know more than the professionals?" And I'm like, these professionals that we rely on are on a 6-year losing streak right now. So, like, you can't just assume that because they are coached or because they're in the front office that they are all encompassing, know everything. Like that doesn't mean that.
Right. And I mean, our last group tells you that.
Yeah.
Your last group tells you that. I mean, by what we did last year, there were a lot of people that were just completely invalidated. They were just completely invalidated.
Yeah.
Inclusive of your owner, your general manager, your head coach, the entire coaching staff on the offensive side. Okay. Your defensive side. Now, and see, that's a real, in my opinion, that's a real bad look when you bring in a man that turns your defense completely around in 1 year. Now, there's plenty that you can say about the pieces that you bought, but that man turned your defense around in 1 year. Your defense coordinator turned your defense around in 1 year. Your offense has been wallowing in the mud for 3. Yeah. And when Raheem Morris came here and said that the only reason I'm here is that y'all didn't have no quarterback, you can't argue with him because he's absolutely positively right. Shoot, we had a quarterback, Raheem Morris wouldn't be here. Now, it was a painful process, but I'm glad how it turned out so far. But like I say, and these people have to get the people that they feel that are going to do them the best good as far as drafting, getting the best players, and the coaching staff. I mean, the coaching staff that he's assembled on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, you can't argue with it. You can't argue with it just on the resume level. Okay. And that's all I can judge right now at this point. The resume. Okay. You got Super Bowl winners on this side. You got an offensive.
You got Super Bowl winners on both
expert.
Sides.
Huh?
You got Super Bowl winners. You got Super Bowl winners on both sides.
Oh, okay, true. Okay.
All them boys came from the Rams.
Yeah. I mean, and I said, I hope we don't play the Rams this year because, man, we done stripped them naked.
Yeah,
they don't have nobody.
I would love to play the Rams without Aaron Donald this year, just to skin them up and show them what they lost. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much just like when we had Dan Quinn. Like the most sought after game was when we went play Seattle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I remember that. But yeah, like I think staff wise, I think that Terry and Raheem, I think Terry and Raheem they actually did their due diligence and put people in the right spot to succeed. And when your staff succeed, that trickles down into your players succeed because for your staff, like I mean, it's like it's like a business. Look at the Clippers. Look at the Clippers. The Clippers couldn't get over the hump because they had Sterling in ownership, and that trickled down through the organization. Don't get me wrong, they had great talent. Chris Paul, Paul Pierce came in there, DeAndre Jordan in his prime, Blake Griffin. You know what I'm saying? But they couldn't get over the hump. Why? Because there's so much stuff that's going on behind the scenes in the upper echelons of the food chain that people didn't know about. You know what I'm saying? And they just couldn't get over it. Now look at the Clippers. Don't get me wrong, like they haven't achieved what the Clippers did when Sterling was the owner, but at the same time, this Clippers team is way better than the Clippers team that they had of old, and that comes from new leadership, new coaching. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, we are
you
on the
know,
road against Washington.
Huh?
and the same
So
thing.
Wallace comment, I was like, yeah, we are on the road against Quinn and the
Oh, we
Commanders.
got to go to Washington.
Yeah.
No,
I
Okay.
thought that was a
I
home
thought
game, but they're
no,
on the road.
I thought the Washington game was down in Atlanta.
No, it's on the road. I just looked it up.
They then it came out with the schedule.
No,
Oh no,
you
they have
you
the
just don't know the
schedule is
order.
already out, but the dates are not finalized.
So you already know who the home opponents are and the road opponents. You just don't know the order.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you don't
but
know what.
man, I could have sworn because like every time we done played Washington as of late, Washington we done went to Washington. Yeah, think
Did
about
we
it.
play? We
Well, hold
didn't play them
on.
last year, did we?
The last three times we done played Washington, we played Washington
Well,
in Washington.
Taylor beat us here.
Yeah,
They they beat us
I
in Atlanta.
that
When Taylor beat
I
us.
that was back in like 2020. I was still locked up there.
And then when your boy threw the interception in the end zone against the Commanders, that was here in Atlanta too. When Ritter threw the
No,
three interceptions.
no. When Mariota threw the interception, that was in Washington. I was at the game.
I'm
That was
talking
right there in
about.
front of me.
You remember when he grabbed his head like this? When Coach Arthur Smith did this number on the sideline, like when he put his head on his hands on his head. That was after Ritter threw the interception at home against the Commanders.
Okay, that was-
You
I see. Wallace has said we played Washington last year at home. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that was remember the meme of Arthur
Okay.
Smith grabbing his head like this, like oh my god.
Yeah, I remember
Man,
that.
yeah, he was doing that shit every game.
But you know what I'm talking. That was the one that the picture that went viral when they was like, oh, he showed up his quarterback by doing that. And who was that in the back on the tight end that just left? He turned his head like he unbuttoned
Who?
his
Jono.
yeah, he unbuttoned his strap and turned around after the interception and walked off in disgust. That was after he threw the interception against on the Commanders.
Because see now, and Red in here, y'all. They're Red here. What's going on,
Going on,
Red?
bro?
How you doing, John?
Oh man, I'm holding
Going on, bro?
on. I'm holding on. Cause
What's up, Keely? What's up, Winston?
I was
What's up?
gonna tell this story. I'm full of them, full of Falcon stories. I had a friend of mine
I
call
love
me
it.
at home and hey man, I got a ticket for the Falcon game. All right, man, I go. So I got on Marta, and just so happened Marta was giving free rides back and forth. Hey, and I'm winning at the train station. All right, that'll work. Got on the train, got off, attended the Falcons game. It was Matt Ryan was playing. We were playing New Orleans. We had intercepted a pass, and we were down on the 1 yard line. Fumbled the ball. New Orleans picked it up. They marching the other way. All right. They get down. They fumble. We in the end zone. We working out in the end zone. And there were some people standing, and they were cheering. They were, yeah. I said, usually, and I just said this. I said, usually, Matt Ryan will throw an interception right here. No. He ain't won't do that. He won't do that.
Shit.
Man, he went back in the end zone, stared right over there at the man, and threw it dead to the doggone linebacker. I just said, I just be damned. I told you that fool. I knew he was gonna do. And people around just looking at whatever. I said, man, I'm gone. I just turned around and walked off. Man. I just went. I said, man, I'll call you later on. I just turned around and walked out, got on the train, beat the crowd out, and came on back home.
Talking about Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Talking about Kirk Cousins Sr.
Well, see, I don't know. Well, hey, we will see. Player. Now, speaking of that, we picked up a quarterback in free agency. Yes, we did. What's his name, Winston?
In free agency?
Yeah.
Some of the one we tampered with?
No. Somebody from Illinois.
What? John Paddock.
Yeah.
Draft free agent.
Yeah, undrafted free agent.
They haven't got another quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah, Paddock out of Illinois.
The hell they gonna do with his ass?
Well,
Heineke's job may not be as secure as you think it is.
Man, if Heineke get beat out by this guy,
Red, he might not survive the training camp.
I don't.
Cousins might not survive the training camp, John.
No, Cousins.
I don't know about all that.
It's too much guaranteed money, but
that's the only reason we keep him.
Well, I was gonna say unless Cousins is healthy, that probably keeps Taylor for the time being. If there's uncertainty about if Cousins is gonna be fully healthy.
Yeah, you gotta look at this too.
And that's what I'm talking about. If we got questions about his health, why folks out? Well, besides giving them that money.
For us to cut Heineke now after the restructure, it'll cost
that'd be stupid, wouldn't
it? It'll cost like 3.2 to cut him, and our savings would be like 1.5.
But we could have cut him from the beginning and saved $9 million, right?
Yeah. We could have been cut him.
That we should be.
Okay, now what about after June 1st?
Doesn't matter. It won't.
No, I think
so. When with the June 1st designation, you can cut 2 players before June 1st. And with the June 1st designation, all it does is instead of you taking a cap hit head up, it's split it up over years.
so. He still be on the books for a few years, but he off the team.
But it's a lesser cap hit because the dead cap hit, instead of having an immediate impact, cut it in half.
Gotcha.
So
you're
not
really eating $3 million in 1 year.
True. But at the same time, like you gotta get Paddock on the field and see what he do.
Yeah.
Why he gotta get on the field?
You have to see what he do. You gotta wait till he get to the training camp before you cut before you.
He gonna get on the practice squad field. That way he gonna get on.
I mean, you gotta think about it. Like in training camp, everybody gonna get a touch.
Well, he'll get on the preseason field.
No, and I mean that's where you at. So once he get on there, if he goes show out in training camp and show out in preseason game, then now a conversation can be had.
Heineke is vulnerable then.
Yeah. But as of right now, I mean he's pretty much secure because the 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 good with the bad outweighing the good of cutting Heineke right now. Now, if we had no restructure his deal, then the good of cutting him would outweigh the bad. Because then
I
we
was
don't got him
saying,
out the
man.
door
I don't
and
know what
keep him
tears.
with us.
I don't know what they were thinking restructuring. And especially when I knew,
We,
and I know that they knew that they were gonna go get another quarterback. So why in the world did you
it
restructure his
Well,
don't,
contract?
it don't
Because
well,
make
even
see,
sense.
okay, now,
There's no
think
direction.
about this. Think about this. Last year, somebody it wasn't us, was it? But I'm trying to think of, and it might have been us last year. Well, let's go back to the Matt Ryan situation. Man, we carried a cap hit
you can't
of,
escape him.
man.
Yeah, it was
Look,
like 48.
how much was our cap hit for
It
Matt
was like
Ryan?
it was like
48.
40, 48. I
Yeah,
want to say. I
Yeah,
want to say it was
$48
48.
million.
yeah. The
$48
largest in
million
NFL,
dollars,
largest in
a
NFL
one and a
history.
half million
It might
dollar
have been
salary
42.
cap.
It might have been
Yeah.
42 because uh
42.
Russell Wilson got the biggest cap hit of all time now.
What's
Hold
that?
on,
Like
48.
his is high. Like
Russell
Oh,
probably
it's
like
this year.
60.
That's right. That's
Goddamn.
right. That high
No,
cap.
hold on,
The,
Winston.
the,
Hold up. Wait a minute. No, I forgot Dak. No, Dak ain't dead cap because he on the team. But had
no,
they cut him, it would have been high.
Matt
So
had the highest in history, and
Matt was at
then
40.5. Russell
Mhm.
Wilson now is at 48. That's
No,
his
I was
record.
thinking about Dak, but it's not a dead cap because he playing this year.
Yeah, so it's not a dead cap hit. Now they let him go. But I'm gonna be honest. If the Cowboys let Dak Wilson walk, I mean Dak Prescott let him walk, they're the dumbest franchise in NFL history.
it
I'm
was
sorry
53 million
because
dead cap.
who?
If they let, you talking about they let Dak walk?
No,
Yeah,
for Russ, the Broncos had to pay 53 million dead. It was a dead cap hit.
Oh,
53
yeah
well,
million.
that's the
because
largest in history right there.
Yeah.
Matt Russ because he signed with the Steelers, he got a oscillating uh cap. The money that he signed for with the Steelers is taken off his dead cap hit for the Broncos. So the bigger the contract he got away from the Steelers, the less the Broncos will have to pay.
Yeah, and I think he only did like one, didn't he? Like 1 mil.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like 1.25.
I bet the Broncos were like, man, I wish the Falcons had paid Russell.
Well, see, the thing was at the beginning when we were first talking about getting Fields from Chicago. You remember what Chicago wanted for Fields? It was something that we were not
They
going to give
they
up.
wanted
They
the number
wanted our
8
eighth
pick.
pick.
Yeah,
They
No,
wanted our eighth pick. And
never
then,
smell it.
the hell they think we got morons. Don't answer
well,
that, Winston. Don't answer that.
I'm
I
about
mean,
to answer because, hey, Red,
I,
was there any proof that we weren't?
I gave you an
Not after
honest
what
answer.
Terry did.
You know, wait a minute, Red. You don't know whether he did that or not. We don't know.
Well,
But
well,
he,
John,
like I said,
John,
that stink got on him.
like you say, he was in the elevator. So if you in the
Yeah, he was
elevator,
in there, but he
you
got
got to
that
take the
stink on
stink
him.
like everybody else.
Yep, yeah. Now,
And
on
the
top of that,
doors ain't open yet.
yeah. And see, on top of that, you know, I'm looking at what we potentially may be looking at as far as a cap hit with letting Heineke go. Man, to a team that has eaten $45 million before, $3 million split into two payments of $1.5 million or $1.75 million or whatever. Man, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Now,
John sound like you want him gone.
well, no, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And see, really, really red. Wouldn't you want to excise yourself of everything associated with Arthur Smith?
Oh yeah. Oh, I was on board with
I
cutting it.
mean, that's the way I'm thinking about it. That's the way I'm thinking about it. You know,
Cause see,
everything associated with Arthur
I
Smith.
knew they were gonna go after another quarterback. So they were keeping Heineke. I have no idea. And that $9 million.
Cause see, hey, the
That's
That
what
could
way
have
I'm
that
been.
you
saying. Like,
talking,
We could have bought what's the kid that we still waiting on? The big what's the sacker that we ain't heard from? The big boy. The one that led us in sacks last year.
Zach
oh,
Ertz,
Calais.
Yeah,
Calais
Calais
Campbell.
Campbell.
Calais.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been his money right there.
But you gotta look at it. Like, be honest with yourself. This is why I say like the direction and plan for this team makes no sense. Because if we was going to go draft a quarterback, then why keep Heineke? I mean, you could have kept Ritter, who is essentially Heineke. Ritter is Heineke at a cheaper price. At a cheaper price, you could have kept Ritter and Jetson Heineke, gained $9 million, took $9 million, put it towards AJ contract. You could have restructured Jesse Bates contract. I'm pretty sure everybody on this panel don't want Jesse Bates to leave.
How
We,
when is AJ
we,
gonna get paid? I thought AJ supposed to get paid this offseason.
yeah, and they still ain't got the deal done yet.
They may not ever get that
Because,
deal done.
And
because
they got
But
you
his
but but Wilson,
look at this draft. We didn't draft anything of our needs, so now you're at the point of where if I want to extend AJ, I have to either cut somebody or I have to restructure somebody.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
your
right.
restructure candidates outside of Jesse Bates are all older foundational players. Jake Matthews, Grady Jarrett, Iron Mata, like those are older players. So do you really want to restructure them?
I think
And you're not
Matthew
gonna
just
keep
restructured not that long ago, didn't
exactly Matthew restructured for Matt Ryan last contract. And then he restructured I wanna say he restructured again when Terry first got it.
he? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out for who. But he did. It was recent. He restructured just not that long ago.
I thought Terry supposed to be a capologist, man. You making a lot of bad financial moves.
He tripping.
well, now let me say this. Let me say this. Okay, now Winston, if they were in a situation to where they had to put
It was
Desmond
in
Ritter,
2023.
Tell
if
him,
He
John.
restructured.
That's why I'm not
they were
mad
in
at
a
the trade.
position to where they had to put Ritter back out on that field
Ooh,
after all that went on last year, man, the fan base, man, now it's coach's decision, and I remember him saying that. I remember was it the coach or somebody saying that Ritter he needs season, need coach or whatever. They were saying that it might be a possibility that he could stay. Okay, I remember them saying that, but man, he left a bad taste in red mouth anyway. He left a bad taste in red, and a lot of people. And the thing is, it wasn't his fault. That's it was his fault, but then again, I can't put it all on him.
It's not his
man
fault that he's just
had
not
horrible
talented
coaching.
enough. Well,
Yeah, on no coaching.
Yeah, no.
What were you saying, kid?
man, if they were coaching me, they would get the same result. Like I don't. If there's no talent, there's no talent. I don't. I put it like this. If Bill Walsh came back and said, Ritter, I'm going to take you under my wing and I'm going to stay with you 24 hours a day and teach you everything I know. I still do not think that Ritter would be a starting quarterback.
Whew,
So
that bad. That is sorry.
Well, and
it's just
If Bill Walsh can't get nothing out of you, you suck.
I just didn't see the arm talent there. Like, I mean, you still need a baseline level of talent. Like you're
Exactly.
competing against other professionals too. Like as good as you're coached up, like Jamal Anderson makes a play on that ball, you got to get it there quick enough. Like
I understand. I understand
like
completely.
they're the defensive coach too. They got the best coaches in the world too, the defense. So
Mm-hmm.
that the best quarterback coach could tell you exactly where to throw it, and the best defensive coach is going to tell you where he's going to throw it. So you just got to
Mm-hmm.
have the talent to get that ball there. And I
Yeah,
just didn't see the arm talent.
and
or
that's
accuracy neither.
that's part of the problem because see now until Matt Ryan went to
Uh,
quarterback camp, he had that little he had that what they used to call that old popcorn arm too. But in 2016, you could see some noticeable snap and pop on that ball in 2016 because he was getting it there. He was getting it there way far greater at a percentage than he was doing any years prior.
Man, some of them passes he was throwing to Taylor Gabriel, I couldn't believe it was the same guy.
Yeah, but that comes with coaching, that comes with development, that comes with training. Okay, that
Comes with
he was
wide
not
open
getting.
receivers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, and see, every now and
Taylor was
then,
butt naked a lot of those games.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's that
I'm gonna
Shanahan
tell you
offense.
what. I'm gonna tell you what. Now, I just bought Madden about 3 or 4 months ago, and I'm playing with the Falcons. I'm playing with Desmond Ritter. Now, man, I don't know whether he made a deal with the devil, but they got him rated much higher on Madden, and he's completing more passes on Madden than he was out there on the field. Now, I don't know what's going on because
I traded him. I didn't even play with him last season.
now year before last, I didn't play with I didn't play with the Falcons year before last. I didn't even play with them.
You did?
No, year before, not Mariota and
Oh no,
hell
I
no.
ain't play with him. I make my trades, man. I'm an NFL GM before I start my season.
Oh,
Matt
okay.
Town Dirty, man. What's happening? What's happening? And
Yeah, old Mac Town dirty.
What's up,
to
Dirty?
Wallace,
But
that's true. He
John, did you have
doesn't
your memory
have to
card?
be extended till next offseason. But
no,
because
I told you.
you gotta think about it, we drafted him
I
in
told you about
2020.
this.
He's going into his fifth year option. He's going into his 5th year option this year. He don't want to play on that. He don't want to play on that and risk getting hurt,
Who you talking about,
especially
Winston?
with AJ.
Oh, okay,
Hopefully
yeah.
they'll get a deal done. Like, you know how Julio got his deal
Yeah,
done
yeah,
in
I mean,
training camp or the preseason?
right before training camp,
Yeah.
and I think that will end up happening with AJ because you got to think about how many corners were free agent this year. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So now,
we can't blow
but
him up
but
now.
but,
Just
but
give him a, just market deal. Don't go overboard.
hold on. Let's be honest. As much y'all sit there try to say AJ is a bad corner, he's far from it. AJ was locking shit up before he got hurt. And then when he was sitting there playing himself back into shape, and when he finally got back into shape, well, when he was playing himself into shape, he was giving up touchdowns, true. But when he finally got himself fully healthy, he was locking shit up once again. Then don't get me wrong, he's not getting an interception. He's not getting
So-
turnovers.
Yeah, he's
He's
solid,
not
but it's
he's
certain
not
folks he
getting
had bad games with.
he's not getting interception, but he forced turnovers and you lock down receiver. And as a corner, that's what you want.
I
You
think
want
it would have
I,
made a lot of
I
sense to draft a corner though, in that case, just for
it,
leverage in the
Yeah, in
preseason.
case you
for
can't get a
leverage.
deal done.
Exactly. Another reason why I say this front office has no plan. They're not doing anything to a plan. None of it makes sense. None of the moves that they are making make sense.
I think you posted something and it kind of made me think, but I think you posted it, Winston, about how was it you? It was about how someone said, I don't know where I saw it, so I don't even want to talk, but it was something to the
Oh,
effect
yeah,
of
go ahead.
I hope it
it
wasn't
was
that
something
boy Kyrie that posted it.
No, it was something to the effect of it might have just been in a news feed where they were might have been 92 to 92.9 or something where they were talking about how the guy went off saying that it was disrespectful to players that are on the team currently the way we drafted because like the players that are like at the end
No,
of
you
their
posted it.
no I posted something else but that one I said I
The two left Sue.
Stu thing but
Yeah, I thought you
I
posted it.
no but it wasn't the two live schools thing that said I said it on that post but it was an article where they were saying it was disrespectful
It is.
because of the players are
And
like Matthews and Grady and all that. They're
you
not trying
you
to
you saw
win 3 years
you
from now.
you
They're trying to
you
win right
saw
now.
you saw my comment. You saw my comment that I put up yesterday.
Oh, okay. It
And
might have been me.
my comment said that you can't sit there and sign Kirk Cousins and maximize this team when you done drafted Penix at eighth overall. You can't do it because either you gonna maximize this team for right now to win now, or you can start building towards around Penix. But at the end of the day, how can you what about Grady, Matthew, Onyemata, players that at towards the end of their career? You really think they said that y'all sold us on, hey, we gonna get a quarterback to win now. We gonna get y'all the help to win now. We gonna go make a run now. But then I draft a quarterback at eight when I could have did so many different things with that pick, or so many different things with the money that I gave Kirk Cousins. That shit doesn't settle in a locker room. And I mean, a lot of fans have never been in the locker room. A lot of fans have never been in the locker room. But when you're in the locker room and when you build that bond with people and we're supposed to win now, we're gonna do everything we can win now. And then you make moves like this, it's a slap in my face. Especially when I was here doing the lean year. I was here during the lean year. I was here when the team won't hitting on shit. And I was the best player. Not just even recognized within our city, but across the league. This the best player. That's the next best player. That's the next best player. I went through this with y'all, and then y'all sit there and tell me, "Hey, don't worry about it. Here come this off season. I'm gonna get y'all right. I'm gonna do everything I can to get y'all over the hump, because I know I don't
See,
have too much longer with
who
you."
said that? I don't remember Terry saying that.
Hey, I put it to you like this, right? This is exactly what's going on right now with the fucking Lakers. It's the
Well, it's not.
exact same thing.
I don't feel like getting
Yes, it is.
upset now. I don't talk
You
about them.
you you have AD, you got LeBron. Both of them way up in age. Well, LeBron is way up in age. AD is up in age too. They won a championship together. The front office didn't do right by, for one, they should have never broke up the bubble team. They should have never broke up the bubble team. If they kept the bubble team, they would have won multiple championships. But they busted up. When they bust their team up, now you got LeBron looking like Grady. You got AD looking like Jake Matthews. And what's going on? Is you gonna give me some help? You gonna give me some help? Because at the end of the day, goddamn, I'm 39, and this motherfucker like 32, 33, 34, somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah, is you gonna give us some help, or you expect aging players to carry this team? They're gonna do what they're gonna do. Too. Somebody else have to run with them, and that what this Kirk Cousins deal was supposed to mean. Kirk Cousins was supposed to mean that player to run with them. But then when you have the opportunity to put the icing on the cake ain't got no damn icing. That's what's going on right now. We have a fully baked cake. There's just not no icing on it.
Now the okay. Now this okay. there have been teams in the past because I think last week we were talking about this, and I think Tidy hit on it yesterday again, where there are no teams that are completely built.
Yeah,
Okay, where
San
there are
Francisco
no,
has the closest to a complete
yeah,
roster there is.
yeah, yeah. So everybody else, cause see now
Yeah. And I
like
still say
Kansas City,
we can
like
hang with them.
now
We can't
like Kansas City
because we
last
can't
year.
put pressure.
You don't know
We
what we
got
can
we
do.
got
Season ain't started yet, so you don't know
Now
what we can do.
we have
now like
interior
Kansas
pressure
City.
rushers. We don't have
You
edge
don't
rushers.
know what we can do until the season starts.
Hey, Ray, let me ask you this. Let me
You can
ask you
ask
this.
me whatever, and I'm still gonna
Hold,
say you
hold,
don't know
hold
what the
on.
team gonna look like
Let me
until the
get
season
this.
starts.
Let me ask you this. I can tell
Let
you exactly what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be AK on one side. It's gonna be Trice on the other side. Then you probably it's gonna be Grady.
Harrison.
It's gonna be Grady and on your monitor on the edge, and probably whatever the hell his name. No, matter of fact, they probably push on your monitor to no tackle, which is a severe disadvantage for him because he's only 309 pounds. He's slight as a nose tackle. So they probably push him to the inside to put on rookie at the other edge across from Grady. Then tell me where the pass rush coming from.
Now they gonna
Because
put Harrison on the
okay.
edge because the
no,
way
Now
he
let
had
me
because
now
he
who
now
had like
who
now.
6 sacks
who
last. No, hold on. Who
he
had the
had
six
three
sacks?
sacks last year. He had 3 sacks last year.
Okay,
Great
I'm thinking about AK. I'm thinking about Evan
K-
Cater.
Calais had 6 sacks. Um Bud Dupree, I want to say he had six
I think
point
he had
five.
4. Didn't he? Hold on, let me
Um
look it up.
uh AK had 6. Um Grady had, I want to say Grady had 4 before he went down. Harrison had 3. Uh, shit. Who else had 6? Oh, and then you go to the linebacker core.
I do think Harrison kind of came on late. I do think we're gonna
Yeah,
see.
he came on late. And he got like a sack like each game.
So how you know
Each
ain't none of
sack
them
game.
boys gonna step up this year?
It's not about whether they're gonna step up.
What is it about?
It's about this. When you sit there and draft a whole bunch of people to the same position,
We got that part.
somebody,
The draft over
some
with. So you gonna have to,
somebody.
so you just gonna go into the season saying we're gonna lose then.
No, I'm not saying that at
We
all.
still have
I
holes.
I
I ain't
I
got no
don't
hope.
think
I just feel like we feel the best team in the South.
I don't think we're gonna lose at all. I think that we're gonna win
Richie
this
Grant is
division.
still at safety. Richie Grant is still
Yeah,
back there.
yeah, he's still better.
Wait a minute.
And,
Did you just say you don't feel like we're gonna lose at all?
no, well, no, I
So
ain't gonna
what did you
say.
just finish telling me then?
Right, shut the hell up and let me tell. Damn, I don't think that we are going
That
to
wasn't so
lose.
nice.
I don't think we're gonna lose this division. We're gonna win this division. Like flat out, we're gonna win this division. If we don't win this division, Terry Final will get fired. That's a given. But I like no, ain't no to it because we got way too much
I
talent
don't
to
think
not
so.
lose to not win this division again. We got too much talent to not win this division again because everybody said, hey, the only reason why we lost the division the last 2 years is because we didn't have a quarterback. And now you just spent $100 million on a quarterback, and you draft another quarterback in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So that excuse is out the window.
Barring
If we no ain't no barring anything. If we lose
injury,
this division,
injury.
hold on, because
But they
y'all, cause
doubled
y'all,
down on
well,
quarterback. They
y'all,
doubled
y'all,
down on
y'all,
quarterback.
y'all said that. Hey, we got the best insurance policy in the league. I'm pretty sure that what y'all kept saying. We got the best insurance policy in the league. So once again, if we do not win this division, Terry Fontenot will be fired. There's no getting
Somebody,
around it.
I don't. Now that's what you thinking.
Hey,
Now
Wise
let me
man,
say this.
I tell you
Let me
what,
say this.
I,
Let me say this.
I'm gonna sit there and say it in my sipper cup attached to the string. And by the time that if we end up losing this division, that message will get to you on the other end of your sippy cup, shrimp. And then you'll hear from Arthur Blank. I promise you, if we lose this division this year, Terry Fano will be fired. There's no getting around that. Why? Because he done got four. Hold up. He done got four losing consecutive seasons. There will be 7 consecutive seasons for the Atlanta Falcons. He's been a part of it for that at that point for 4 seasons.
All right, so
There's
all
no,
right,
and they
John.
See,
said
I
that the only
still
thing
now now
they
now
said the
now.
only thing that kept us from winning or having a winning, at least just a winning season. We even had to make the playoff, just a winning season. They said the only thing that kept us from having a winning season is a quarterback. Then what did he do? He paid one quarterback $100 million, and he turned around in the first round and drafted another. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if neither one of these two can get us over the hump to win this division this year, he's getting fired. Why? Because one, if he ain't stay healthy, then what the hell you gave him $100 million for? For two, if Pennis get in and he can't goddamn perform, he's gonna be a goddamn bust in the media eyes.
It's
So
an over
Okay.
therefore,
Oh,
allocation of
okay.
I
resources.
know going to get
Now
fired.
let me rebut that. Let me rebut that. This is the problem with that. I always give any head coach, any new regime, their first year. I always give them that
All right,
because of the fact. Oh,
who who
hold on. I
hold
give
on.
them that
Who are
because
the new people?
everything is new.
Yeah,
Everything
true.
is new.
Well, who are the new people? Who are the
Oh,
new people on the staff?
your quarterback is new. Your offensive scheme is new. Your offensive coordinator is new. Your
Okay,
head coach is new.
okay,
So
and your defensive coordinator new.
and your defense
Now,
coordinator is new. So since
who
they are
who have
new,
been here? Who have been here?
you're deep.
Terry.
Well, you got.
Terry.
I mean, who? Okay, answer the question, Winston. You answer your own question. Now, I need to hear what you got to say. Now,
Terry,
who's been here?
Terry
Terry.
Fano and Marquise Williams.
Now, okay. Okay. Now, Terry
All right,
Fontenot has been here.
all right,
Terry Fontenot has
carry on.
been here.
Now,
But just like I
carry on.
said, just like I said, with the coach that we had here with Terry Fontenot, we don't know who did this. And he was
They
along
do.
for the ride on a lot of
They
this. Now,
do.
see,
Arthur does.
this is why I'm not chopping his head off yet. Because I mean, all right, and I'm just gonna go with quote unquote popular opinion. Popular opinion is that Terry Fontenot didn't make one call. Popular opinion is that Rich McKay was doing all of this, along with Arthur Smith, because Arthur
But
Smith,
they know the truth. Arthur
yeah,
knows
they
the
know the
truth though.
truth. They know the
So,
truth. See,
so
we don't know.
that's the difference. But that's the difference. They know the truth. And I think
Yeah, they know the truth.
what adds to Winston's case is the fact that we've already had 6 consecutive losing seasons. It's not like there's a winning season somewhere sprinkled in there for Terry to his credit. Like if let's say this.
He's
Six
only
six so far.
responsible. He's only associated with 3.
It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is
Oh yeah,
6
but he
no, no, no,
wasn't there.
no,
You
no.
can't
But
hold that against him.
no, but John, what I'm saying, I'm not saying you can hold it against. What I'm saying is the pressure. You got to tell your stakeholders, the people who buy season tickets, this and that. You have to give them an explanation for 7 consecutive losing seasons now. It doesn't matter who's responsible for which and what. It's the fact that it's 7 losing seasons, and he has to turn around and tell the season ticket holders to still buy tickets, still buy PSLs, even though there's 7 consecutive losing seasons at that point. I think the fact that you have that in front of them is why the pressure is heightened. And then on top of that, if to his point, if they're telling you that the only reason we weren't successful is a quarterback, and then you double down and get 2 quarterbacks over invested in which you gave $100 million to one, and you invested a top 10 pick in the other. If those 2 can't equal the solution to your problem, That's a bad look for the GM. Like literally, you gave
no, and I'm
John,
welcoming
John, listen, John, listen.
Tonio in the house now.
But John, listen,
What's going
you
on,
said
bro? What's going on?
the only reason we weren't successful is because of one position. Your GM, who's in charge of getting talent, when it got two, and not only got two, he invested a lot into those two, a top 10 pick and 100 million. His job is to get the right talent in here, and that is the one position that everyone said that's the one reason we weren't successful. So
Hey, John.
if that GM doesn't get, he had two shots at it, and he doesn't get it right with those two, you don't think he's out? Because that's his job to get the right talent at that position.
I don't, because it's 2 in 1 year. It's 2 in 1 year. And this is the very first. And see, this is the over allocation. I understand. I understand the pressure part of it. I understand that we haven't gone to the playoffs or had a successful or winning season in 6-7 years. Okay, I understand that. Now, this pressure was there. This pressure was there when
John, hit in this comment real quick, and then carry on.
Tonio, we can't be having no script. No script.
I have my mute button now. Sorry.
No. He saw your gut. You can't mute that.
Hey, Red, what is
you can't mute. You can't mute a gut.
He had his mute button on, no shirt on.
And the first thing he said, I have my mute button on. Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's all right. That's just telling them
I'm so glad you did, because I would have hated to hear your gut talking there, Tony.
Hell nah, that would have been some funny shit right there.
No, that'd have been concerning. But
Antonio stomach sitting there talking and talking like you got a Rosetta Stone.
You stupid.
But see, this is the thing. Now to Keely's point, am I getting fake feedback? Somebody got me on speaker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, somebody
that was me. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I just want to hear myself again. At any rate,
you could, John. Go ahead.
Okay. The reason why, now Keely, to your point, we were in this predicament 3 years ago when we hired Arthur Smith, and he went and got a tight end when he should have gotten a quarterback. And I gave him that same first year because everything was new. You still had Matt Ryan. He said, okay, I'm gonna coach him up. I'm gonna make him this. I'm gonna do this for him, whatever. So I still gave him that first year.
But you said him, but you also said we don't know who. You said you gave Arthur Smith a pass for that decision, but you also said that stinking.
No, not for the decision. Not for the decision. I gave him that first year as a pass because he was a first year coach.
A pass for doing what? What did he get passed?
A pass for that first season because it's a situation where you've got to get your team together. Your team's got to learn how to win. Your team's got,
So you got.
Whatever crazy. And I disagree. I disagree with the draft pick. I definitely disagree with the draft pick. Okay, but you're the head coach. You say you're gonna make it work. Y'all was saying, just like you said last week, Keely. Y'all said that you were going to try to win while rebuilding. They would never tell us that they were rebuilding. They said they were going to win. We came here to win. Okay. Now I got to give you that first year. Got to give you that first year. All right.
Yeah, he got his first year.
All right. It's the same thing here with Raheem Morris. I've got to give him this first year. I have no choice because see, there are too many unknowns. There are too many unknowns for me.
It does not reset the clock for him. Morris.
Now Terry Fontenot. Okay, now dealing with the Terry Fontenot situation, like we've been saying, We don't know who was going to get the groceries. And one thing that I can say for Terry Fontenot last year, his purchases for this defense last year got you from 26 to 18 to 18
Up to
spot
11.
in score and 11 spot in yards given up. So that defense got turned around because of Terry Fontenot. Because if you're going to give him the credit for the bad, I got to give him the credit for the good also. He turned the defense around. Now,
But
the
now,
offensive part of the
at
situation.
the same time, Ryan Nielsen is gone. Ryan
Okay,
Nielsen is gone. He came in. He came in.
so
He showed his ass and went to a bigger payday.
okay, now, since you've hired someone else in his place, and this was on the insistence of your new head coach you hired, I'm going to hire, okay, coach, who do you want as your defensive coordinator? They submitted some name, however it is they came up with. They got a new defensive coordinator. So now, everybody on both sides of the ball, I'm giving a year. I'm giving them this year. Okay? They may go to the playoffs. They may not. Now, some critical questions are going to have to be answered at the end of the year about that, because we hadn't been, to you guys' point, we hadn't been to the playoffs in a long time. Us in
He
the
haven't had
playoffs.
a winning season in a long time. He
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
had a
yeah,
winning season in 6 years.
yeah, yeah.
And
So,
three of those years is under Terry White. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
I
Everybody else,
understand that.
new
I
head coach,
understand that.
new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, they're good. They're good because regardless of whatever happened this season, they're good. Terry has to win this year.
Well, now that thing is, I see
Because
that's why I disagree, because
why do?
it's going to be from the efforts of those folk that you just said are good, that Terry has a winning
Ni-
season, and you can't. There's no way to
Nielsen
separate the two, because
Nielsen left before Raheem was even hired. He left before Raheem was hired.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
went
okay,
he
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
Nielsen left before Raheem was hired.
Yeah, yeah. So see that's why I'm saying what I'm saying about Terry Fontenot, because number one, okay, he was involved. If and see, I don't know. What I'm about to say, I don't know. I would suspect that he was involved um, with the hiring of Raheem Morris. Okay, after that press conference, I didn't know who was doing what. All right. Now, and they made it their business to make sure that they paraded Terry, Beatles, and Raheem Morris out there in the press conference, in the introductory press conference. Okay, they made it their business to do that, to try to correct what it was that they did in that very first press conference. What's going on, Millie Mills? So that's why, I've got to give the entire coaching staff. I got to give the entire coaching staff this year. We may win. It may be just like we did with Mike Smith. Won in the very first year with a Matt Ryan that, came from Boston College or whatever. We might go to the playoffs the very first year. Fine. I'll be satisfied with that. And then I would say then that they overachieved. I would say that they overachieved, because sometimes you can hit the ground running, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you hit the ground running, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have success, sometimes you don't. Sometimes, just like with the quarterback situation, sometimes if you throw a quarterback in like Matt Ryan and keep him under control, or like Brock Purdy or Matt Ryan, keep him under control, they can take you to a playoff. Sometimes you have to let a quarterback sit. There, back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, or whatever, that's what they used to do. They used to draft succession plans, succession quarterback. And now this brings me to a question that I want to ask the group. If Cousins is named your starter, is he a franchise quarterback?
Hold on, say that again.
If Kirk Cousins is named your starter,
Uh huh.
is he a franchise quarterback?
Define franchise
He's
quarterback.
a
Ah,
franchise quarterback for this period.
okay. Now,
But
and Keely,
no. Question. He was hired to be a franchise quarterback for this period, and now he's a extremely high paid bridge quarterback. And for Wallace no, because um Nielsen got hired by the Jazz in January 22nd. We hired um Raheem Morris January 25th. So Nielsen left before Raheem came in. Nielsen left while we were still talking to Bill Belichick.
okay, yeah, all right.
What's
Oh,
going on,
okay,
Miller Mill?
okay. But okay, now Keely, your question is a question that I have always asked. What are the qualifications for a franchise quarterback? Now, like I said, now my question is, if Cousins is named the starter,
Google it.
is he a franchise quarterback?
I just
I,
did.
I,
I
I,
just Googled it.
I'll give you my answer. So, in the same way, when Cam Newton got into this argument of game changers versus game managers,
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the same vein in which how people view a quarterback. Is this guy a potential QB1 or a QB2 or a QB3? If they view you as a QB1, then they view you as a franchise quarterback. So that as so if Trevor Lawrence leaves Jacksonville and goes to Chicago, he's still viewed as a franchise quarterback, even though he switched teams. Once Kirk arrived to Minnesota and was paid franchise quarterback money, I think at that point on, he was viewed as a franchise quarterback. So no matter if he came to Atlanta or he came to New York or LA, if his skill set is still viewed at the level as when he signed his contract in Minnesota, when they view him as a franchise quarterback, then he's a franchise quarterback, whether he played 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, or zero. If his skill set says this guy is on the level of Trevor Lawrence and all the other quote unquote franchise quarterbacks, then no matter how long he plays, he's still viewed as a franchise quarterback.
Exactly, Miller Mill. He's a highly paid and effective stopgap. Now, if that's the goddamn case, why would we not go get somebody that's an actual stopgap, save money, and build this team around this rookie that we try to bring in?
But
It does not make sense.
But when did he become he didn't become a stopgap until draft night.
Un- he didn't exactly. Kirk
So that's
Cousins
my
is
point. So
Kirk
he
Cousins
wasn't
for
he was
at least 17 teams in this league will be QB1. At
so
least 17.
that's my
So
point. On March
how
15th, whenever we signed him, he was a franchise quarterback. He wasn't a stopgap. He didn't become a stopgap until we made the draft pick. And then we was like, oh damn, he's a stopgap now. We just
now
turned a
you a
franchise
stopgap?
quarterback into a bridge quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. And a lot of people are not understanding what's going on. When the direction was, hey, we signing Kirk Cousins, he's going when everybody's on this panel, y'all all sit there and see, and everybody in the chat too. When we signed Kirk Cousins, we all said, all right, bet we got a quarterback. What's the number? What's the guarantee? Let's see how long we got it. 2 years. All right, bet we can go in. Why? Because we have a team. We have a team. We just got a couple of holes, but we're gonna fill these holes in free agency and in the draft. We all thought that shit. We all thought that we could make a run with this quarterback. Only thing we really got to worry about is him sitting there tricking it up at the wrong time. Then tell me I'm lying. We all said that thought the same thing. As soon as we signed him, as soon as free agency opened up, the only thing we had to worry about was him tricking the game up at the wrong time. Okay, we knew that the wide receiver room needed to be revamped. We did that. Hey, okay, got that out of the way. All right, well, we still need an edge rusher and cornerback too, and a strong safety to pair with Jesse Bates. We got that. Hell, we will have a complete team. We will have a complete team. Am I lying? So all right, then we go to the trial. Okay, common common knowledge is well, we had 8, and everybody passed on defensive players. At 8, we had our pick of a defensive player, or we had the option to trade back and collect more picks to build this defense. We draft a quarterback. Okay, all right. Second round, we're gonna get an edge rusher. Gotta be. Either edge or cornerback. We got Penny. Penny's a great talent. We got Penny. Okay, let's build this team. Let's fill these holes that this team have. We go draft a defensive lineman. Okay. But we traded one of those third round picks to trade up to go get said defensive lineman that has only been playing football since his junior year in high school. That's another head scratcher, but okay. All right. So let's go to the third. We get Braylon Trice. Okay. He's known for getting a lot of pressure. And he had 8 sacks last season. Okay. All right. That's serviceable. I can do something with that. Then we go back to the defense line and get Doyle. All right, well, what were the holes that we had coming into the draft? CB2 and strong safety and wide receiver 2. And where did we address any of that? We didn't. That's why I say you can't sit there and spend and make an all in move like signing Kirk Cousins to the contract that you did and draft a quarterback that's a left handed quarterback. You can't maximize this current team and build for this younger team in the future. You can't do it at the same time. You literally cannot do it. There's no avenues to do it. But at the same time, the pillars of this team, Grady, Ayamala, Jake Matthews, are getting longer in the tooth. They're getting longer in the tooth. So basically what you said and told me was, all right, we signed a quarterback to get us out of this division, but we're not pressed over anything beyond that. So how you think Grady feel? How you think Onyemata feel? How you think Matthew feel? Well, hell, how you think Grady and Matthew feel? The only two players on the team that was there when we played in the Super Bowl, and they're trying to get back to it. Cause y'all basically said and canceled out goddamn the Super Bowl run with his pick. Don't get me wrong. Love the player, hate the pick. That shit is dumb. There's no way around it. You can't do both. You cannot maximize this team now that you got a quarterback that you drafting at 8th in the first round. You can't maximize it. You can't maximize it because If you were trying to maximize, you could have traded back and picked up more picks and got more impact players. Can't do that now because you know how to make your pick, and you can't build for pennant because if you build for pennant, you for one, the first thing you gotta do is go get a pass on protecting the right tackle. You can't do that. You can't do that to this year. You had to draft him, let him sit and learn or whatever, and hope that he can. Or what you gonna do? Move Bergeron? You can move Bergeron to right tackle, back to right tackle when he was the left tackle. So now you got to hold that left guard, and you still got to replace Matthews. That's dumb shit. There's no direction. But anyway,
Now,
go ahead, John.
okay, hey, I see Millie Mills is saying essentially yes, Winston, with hopes that Kirk's experience and his own motivation gets us a win or two in the playoffs. Now, I got to ask this follow-up question. Say, for instance, and we're going back to the franchise quarterback discussion.
Okay.
Say, for instance, Kirk Cousins takes us to the NFC Championship game and is coming back for his second year.
Okay.
Is he a franchise quarterback for 2025?
Wallace. Hey man, Wallace, I love you. I love you. But this is exactly what like this is exactly what we were saying talking about quarterback. We take care of it when it comes, right? But then when we draft a quarterback in the eighth round, well, I mean at the eighth pick, well, hell, we had to go do it because this is the only time. See that's an oxymoron. You can't have it both ways. Can't play both sides of the field because it doesn't work like that. Now you didn't draft a left-handed quarterback, and you need a top pass protecting right tackle, and you may not have a first round pick this year. So what are you gonna do? It'll end up in a situation like we did with our pass rush
Oh, hold
because we
on, Winston.
keep
Hold
getting
on, Winston.
second round
Winston,
pass rush.
Winston, you said that we might not have a first round pick at all or a high first round pick.
No,
What you
we
say?
may not have a first round pick at all next year.
Okay, why not?
When this tampering thing comes down, and they go back and
So you thinking they're gonna take a first round?
I, to be honest, I think it would be like a first and a fourth, either
Hmm.
first and a fourth or second and third.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can get stoned. We
Oh,
can get
okay.
stoned. That's just like I hope that it doesn't happen, but at the same time, like
Well,
one
yeah,
part of
you
the
got.
one
Yeah,
part
you.
of the tampering is already proven. It's already proven. That's on video. You know what I'm saying? It's the deeper dive that we're worried
Okay. Now,
about.
you, Red, and Keely. My question. You remember my question? If Kirk Cousins, now Millie Mills and Wallace have already voted. I guess that's what Millie Mills and Wallace were talking about when they said yes. When I'm saying yes, and when I'm saying no. I said if Kirk Cousins takes us to, okay, say for instance he
NFC
loses in the
Championship.
NFC Championship game.
Yeah,
Okay, comes back
that's
next
in year
year
one. That's in
in
year
year
one.
one. If he
Okay.
loses in the NFC Championship game in year one,
Mm-hmm.
comes back to the team and is QB1, starting
QB
quarterback.
one for
Is
2025.
is he a franchise quarterback?
All right, let me ask you this. Are
Now
we?
wait a minute. Now I asked you a question. You gonna ask me
No,
one too?
no, no.
Okay,
I'm just,
go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
just asking
Go
it.
ahead.
I'm just asking it. Um, what I want to ask is, well, you know what? I don't even have to ask you because you just said for this year, what he did for this year,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay. All right. So, um, with that, what is his numbers like?
Well, okay, he got you. Okay, he got you to the NFC Championship game and lost in the NFC Championship game
Hold on, because
as the starting quarterback, regardless of
there's
what the numbers are.
there are a lot of players that are on the NFC Championship team or AFC Championship team, and was they dragged by the team or they led the team? Now, did he lead the team to the NFC Championship?
But I'm talking about Kirk Cousins now with the
Yeah,
situation that we have at hand.
did he lead the team to the NFC Championship? Then was he sitting there hanging like 4,700 and 33 touchdowns and 10 interceptions?
Do the
If so,
what?
if he did, yes, he's the franchise quarterback because he's getting franchise quarterback money now. That's what I'm saying. He's getting franchise quarterback money now.
Mm-hmm.
Like our QB room is costing over $60 million.
Okay.
He's
So
getting
so
franchise. Oh,
so
yeah.
does so okay. From what you have said, we've got the money as a component. We've got leading the team in yardage and touchdowns as a component. What else? What else? What else? You know, that franchise quarterback tag is, and my point is about the franchise quarterback tag, or what you would call a franchise quarterback. It is a subjective thing. It's kind of a subjective thing. Now, you guys are saying, you and Millie Mills are saying that a franchise quarterback that I'll just talk about Kirk Cousins. You're saying that Kirk Cousins is a bridge quarterback. Okay. And he
At this point,
turned,
yeah.
yeah, and he turned into a bridge quarterback, not
With the
having
franchise,
thrown. I mean, he didn't even throw a pass. And he went from
the,
franchise quarterback to bridge quarterback.
the only thing he threw in Atlanta was the opening pitch for the Braves game.
Yeah.
That was
And
the
he
only
lost
thing
his
he threw
spot.
in Atlanta.
So that's I think that's where my concern is with the two definitions, because one is a definition of a job role and one is a definition of a skill set. So for example, John is the best pitcher in Atlanta, right? He throws the best fastball in Atlanta, right? They move you from the starting role to the closer role. Your job role has changed, but your skill set hasn't changed. You still have the strongest arm in Atlanta. So, franchise quarterback is a definition of how good the quality of a quarterback you are, whether you're good enough to be a starter over long term or you're just a backup. That's my opinion of that definition. Whereas bridge quarterback is a definition of your role. You're just here, you're here to start, or you're here to just get us to the next quarterback. You see what I'm saying? So neither one defines your skill set if you're still a good quarterback. One defines your specific job. Did that make sense?
And can't you, and okay, looking at what you're saying, Keely, a quarterback can be both.
Yeah. I mean, technically.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yes or no?
So
A quarterback
that's
can
why I
be both.
said it goes back to like how when Cam was trying to explain game changers versus game managers.
Game manager.
Yeah, it's more so aligned with the skill set. Like those definitions are aligned by skill set. Like these are guys who are good enough to go and make a change in the game versus these are guys who are not as good at that, but
Hold on.
they're still matter because they can, do their job.
Hey,
Now
hey,
you
hey,
see,
Kitty.
you see what
Kitty,
Mealy Mills broke down.
hold on. Hold on, watch this, watch this. John, hit the next comment. It said from Waller. Waller says Kirk is more than a bridge quarterback because he can't be a franchise QB and then become a bridge QB after drafting a QB. Wallace, I think everybody on this panel will agree with Michael Penix is going to be on the field either 2025 or 2026 as the starter. So that relegates. Hold on. Do y'all feel the same way?
I would say there's a good chance of him being on the field in 2025 and 2026. I definitely feel that. However, since what Keely said, I kind of go along with what Keely was saying because the thing is that just like you said, Winston, he's getting started a franchise quarterback money. So he's crossed one threshold.
Yeah,
Now
but
the other threshold he
at
needs
this
to
point,
cross.
the money go out the window. At this point, the money go out the window.
What's up, Raymond? Well,
What's going on, Raymond? The
because
money
see
has to
that
go out the window. John,
well,
hey, look,
now the reason why I
I'll
say
tell you that. If all right, if me and you on the track field and we run the 4x1 together and uh they brought me in to be the ankle. They brought me in to be the ankle because this is just what this team need to get over the hump. Okay. And when they bring me in to be the ankle and they say, hey, damn it, you perform great. I want you to be our ankle. This is what the team want. This is what the team want. This is what the team need. And while I'm sitting there doing my little victory lap and I'm sitting there waving the fans and slapping high fives and y'all and shit, the coach go over there and holler a little young buck and say, hey, look, come on. You faster than him. Your stride is better than him. Your transition is better than him. Come stand over by me for a hot second. I'm gonna get you on there. Just stand over here by me for a hot second. That takes me from being solidified and being that guy for a couple of years to I need to win now and maximize my position in this situation because this little young buck is taking over my shit. And it can happen. I know I got at least a year. I need to get the most out of this year. I gotta get the most out of this year. And we can't get the most out of this year because we draft a quarterback at eighth instead of improving the team. We can't do it. You literally cannot maximize this year. You can't.
now, okay. Now let me run over something here, and I'm gonna see whether this changes the dynamic in the conversation. Matt
Okay.
Ryan's last contract,
Okay.
it was a 5 year,
150.
5 year, $150 million contract. Average
Okay.
salary every year was $30 million.
Yes, sir.
Now here, Kirk Cousins just signed with us for $180 million total value of the contract for 4 years, average $40 million. Now, by the money that he's getting paid per year, which is one of the criteria for a franchise quarterback, he's there. Kirk Cousins is there on the money side. Kirk Cousins is the franchise quarterback on the money side, just the money side alone. Okay. Penix right now, since he's going to be, I would say, automatic quarterback too, unless something just crazy happens and he just he
He,
just shows his natural air out there.
he,
You know,
he'll be QB on 3.
Penix.
Yeah, Pennis be QB 3.
Okay, well now see, I expect for him to beat out Heineken. I expect for
It's
him to
not
beat
even
out Heineken.
it's not even about beating out Heineken. Um, Penny signed 4 year for just under 22 million total.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but this is what
And
it
see,
is.
that's that.
It's
Hey,
not
Wesley.
about him beating out Heineken. It's more to the point of, hey, look, I put it to you like this. You a fan like I'm a fan. If Heineke is not ready, I mean, if uh cousin isn't
Cousin,
ready at the
if
beginning,
cousin ain't
yeah,
ready.
if cousin ain't ready at the beginning of the season, say he's out for 3 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we put Penderson, and game 1 game 2, yeah, but it looked a little bit better. Game 3, catches stride. He go out there and light it up like he was doing in Washington. 350 with 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go back there on Kirk Cousins? You can't.
No, you might can't. You might
So
can't.
therefore,
Cause see, that was the same
why,
thing. That was the same
why
thing with
not?
Russell Wilson. That was the same thing with Russell Wilson out there in Seattle.
It's not the same thing
Well,
because
why
they
not?
paid Matt Flynn to be the starter, and they drafted Russell Wilson in the third round. In the
Mm-hmm.
third round,
Okay.
we drafted a quarterback in the first round. So now,
Now that's okay. Now that's different
yeah,
in the
it's not,
that's different in the
see what I'm
comparison,
saying?
right?
See what I'm saying?
That's
So
different in the comparison.
now that would be more to the point of Ritter going into camp and beating out Mariota,
Mm-hmm.
and he
Oh, right,
become the
right.
starter. All
Okay.
right. So Pennis start Pennis ball out the last of the 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put him back on the bench because he's even shown that he's able to do it or whatever. And here's Kirk Cousins. All right. So now how do you justify his contract? And and what a lot of people fail to understand, Kirk Cousins has a no trade clause in his contract.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you justify his contract and you can't move off his contract?
Well, now the no trade clause is for what, the first 2 years, or is it for the
No,
entirety of the
he got
contract?
a no trade clause. You can't move him. You can't move him without his okay.
Okay. Now
That
what?
that's 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 why his contract is set up the way it's set up. Because we wanted him to come in 2 years, ball out for
Mm-hmm.
2 years, and then we're gonna cut him and take the little 10 million. He getting paid 45. We're technically getting paid 62 this year, and it equals up to 90 over the first 2 years. He got 10 million left over in guaranteed money. That'll be the only dead cap hit. He's supposed to cut him after the second year. Or if he ball out, we just suspend him, absorb the 10 million that's left over, try to put that in the signing bonus, and extend him for a year or two. But if this scenario happens, you cannot. There's no way in hell you can sit there and justify signing Kirk Cousins. It doesn't make sense
Now,
because now you got $100 million sitting on the bench holding the tablet like me and you do.
now the only problem is this: they went and got Kirk Cousins first. We got Kirk Cousins first, so they are, according to what you're saying and everything, they're married to him. Since y'all using all these marriage analogies and stuff at the beginning of the show, they married to him. Okay,
Miles, we can't cut him because he got too much guaranteed money left over. We can't just cut him. See
so
that
well,
you see
if he has a no,
that's where the issue is coming up. Because like everybody thinking of well, we can just get rid of him because we got Pennis now. No, you got to look at the contract. You can't just cut him because he has $100 million guaranteed. You cannot just cut him. You can't do it,
Now,
and you can't trade him. So he's on the roster for at least 2 years. Now, how do you
mhm,
work it? How do you work it? Because if Pennis ball out in preseason, and if Curry ain't ready to go at the beginning of the season, he's still a baller and shit. Then how do you justify giving this man $100 million? You can't. That's why I've been saying you can only do one. Either you can do this with this roster, with this quarterback, Kirk Cousins, or you can do this with this quarterback because you draft him in the first round. But you can't do both. And you can't get out of either one of them. You can trade Pennis before you can trade goddamn Kirk Cousins.
mm. So at this point, we gotta hope that Kirk Cousins is ready. And now Wallace brings the Russell Wilson situation back up because see, hey,
Wallace, we
hold on,
just
hold on. See, the thing is about that is that okay, yes, Wallace, they have eaten that $85 million in dead cap. Okay. And that's because Russell Wilson didn't work out. Now, I don't, man, Denver is gonna be just tore up from the floor up until
come on.
they can get rid of all that money. And we possibly, if
We
things do
just
not
came
work out,
off of it.
yeah, yeah. If things do not work out, and see, that's where I had a question when they got Kirk Cousins. They said Achilles injury, they got Kirk Cousins. Okay. Now, first thing I said, I hope that our medical staff has evaluated him, tested him, ran him through the ringer. You doing all right? You on track to start the season? Everything's fine. Everything's okay. But one thing that I know about ligament injuries and tearing ligaments, what's one thing that I know? You may get over this physically, but you got to get it out of here. You got to get it out of here, and that takes a lot longer.
All right.
Now, I'm hoping that the Falcons did their due diligence and that everything's going to be okay. Otherwise, we would have, like you say, Winston, we would have thrown away $100 million.
John, why this? USA Today posted it. They said Kirk Cousins contract 4 years, 180. Guaranteed, fully guaranteed. Well, not fully guaranteed. Guaranteed 100 million. Okay. The contract also includes a no trade clause, and he'll
Mm-hmm.
earn 62.5 million in 2024 alone. If the Falcons cut him ahead of 2025, he'll cost at least 40 million against the Falcons salary cap in dead money. Now, we just got out from under a quarterback costing us 40 million in dead cap money. So if we go back down that road again, Arno is going to get fired. So see what I'm saying? When you start putting the pieces to the puzzle together, it starts making more sense. There's no direction to this team. We going back and around the same shit that we just did. We just came out of it. If we cut Kurt, if we cut Kurt, we're gonna have the same cap hit and dead cap and cap hell that we just came out of goddamn last year. We just came out of cap hell because of cutting a quarterback for $40 million. Make it make sense. It does not make sense. I don't give a damn how y'all try to spin it. It does not make sense because there's not a logical out to it at all. The only way there's an out to it is if you trade Penix. And ain't nobody trading Penix because that's supposed to be the future. There's not an out to it. If Kurt ain't ready at the beginning of the season and Penix ball out, then you got a $100 million backup on the goddamn sitting there holding the damn tablet. So once again, that's a dumbass GM move. And if Kirk do ball out and we win the division this year and then we go to the NFC Championship next year, you're gonna extend Kirk. You're gonna extend Kirk for at least a year. So Penix sitting on the bench again. So that's now 3 years out of a 5 year, well, technically a 4 year contract, and 5 if we pick up the 5th year option. And ain't no telling what he do the following year. Now, let's say goddamn the 3rd year, Kirk go win the Super Bowl. Are you really starting Penix over a Super Bowl winning quarterback if he's still showing that he's able to do his job? No, you're not. So therefore, that's a wasted ass goddamn draft pick in the 1st round 4 years ago. Dumb shit. There's no direction.
Okay. And to the franchise quarterback question, he would be your franchise quarterback.
He is.
So, right? So this is what I'm saying now. Right now, with him getting that money that he's getting right now,
They can't count on. Well, go ahead, John. No, I was reading the comment. I just spoke out loud. Go ahead, John.
Oh no, that's
I apologize.
Oh no problem. So that's why I was asking the question about the franchise quarterback. That's why I was asking about the franchise quarterback and what the definition is of a franchise quarterback, because to Millie Mill's point, when he said this, I gotta find his comment right quick. You absolutely right, Millie Mill. He can be a franchise bridge quarterback. Because
exactly.
I mean, you've invested $100 million. Okay, we'll just quote the whole value of the contract. You invested $180 million in the man. Okay, so he is a franchise bridge quarterback. He's both. And until tonight, I didn't know they could be both. But after thinking about it and going on through it,
I didn't either. I didn't either.
But
this is news for me.
If we looking at the meanings, and looking at the criteria, they are. It is.
Because all right, if you sit there and listen to all the information that came down, we approach Kirk Cousins. Say, hey, you gonna be that dude, whoop de whoop, blah 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 blah. You ain't worry about nothing. Okay. So we got him in. And we structured and we front loaded his contract. That's what a lot of people don't understand it. So when you front load a contract, all right, first what I can do it is that if you have a younger player, I say you got a younger quarterback, you would rather put 180 million and splice it up with 45. That's what you rather do. That is the most beautiful contract if you actually believe in this quarterback or player. That's what you would rather do. Okay. So when you front load a contract, it's I believe in you and that thing that you have enough to get us over the top within this window instead of that window. I'm gonna set your contract to here. But to be honest, you're not gonna see here. You have this window, and I believe that you can get it done within this window. So that will happen with Kirk. Kirk got 180 over 4 years, but it's really 2 years, 100 million guaranteed. All right, so within 2 years, you supposed to take us up there, up there, up there. So if I put it to you like that, LeBron, it's like us signing LeBron. What do you know that LeBron need? He need a shooter. He need a shooter, he need a playmaking shooter around. So we signed LeBron, and instead of us signing Kyrie Irving, we took it and signed Zion Williams. It doesn't make sense because who's gonna be the starter? You can start the young buck. You can start the legend veteran. What are you gonna do? Am I gonna build this team because Zion played the game a little bit different than LeBron did? So am I gonna build this team because he's here, the young buck is here, and I need to get him acclimated or whatever, and I'm gonna build around him, or am I gonna maximize this window with a 39-year-old player because he's still performing exceptionally well? It's the exact same thing. Therefore, you're cut. You're caught in the middle because you don't know which way to go, and you don't know which way to go because you had no plan in the first place. And then when that best player available fell to you, you drafted him. Now you don't know how to recover because the same holes we had before the draft, we still have. We didn't attack any of that. Hey, what did I know?
Yeah, and that's unfortunately that's what we have inherited, and that's what they decided to do. So, like I said, now Winston, you saying it don't make no sense. Me, I got to wait and see. And like I said, um, this first year,
Exactly. Man.
yeah, this first year, I've got to give them the benefit of the doubt. And, it's unfortunate because everybody else, and I know the fan base and everybody else, as well as the owner, and, just like you were saying, Winston, you're expecting playoffs. Your
At
expectation is playoffs.
least, at
Okay.
least.
And Red, and I guess Keely's is playoffs.
Hey,
Your
kid, man, you
expectation,
still?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he clacking on the keyboard.
Oh, I tried to
that's
mute it.
Red. That got to be
Oh no, no, you good.
that's
No,
right. I did hear a
no,
keyboard.
yeah, they're cute. Keely out there sending work emails, sitting and reserving this flight to Aruba.
Okay.
He got to get on the plane in about 5 hours, so everybody barefoot. Barefoot.
No, I was trying to chime in where I can, but I was trying to double task.
Yeah, Winston.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Winston.
Yeah. Hey, look, man,
I
what
thought
he do,
We
what
don't
he
it
do,
was muted.
we
he
don't
I
need
do,
to
was
know
he
that.
I was
he
muted.
do what he do.
I
Hey,
was
John,
I was muted.
I was with you all night. I was with you all night. All right, John, I was with you all
Yep.
night. I don't know what the hell he doing.
Yeah.
And then you got Red Rider. Ain't no telling what the hell he got going on. But look, let's change pace. Let's change pace real quick. Let's get into the actual draft picks that we came here to get down and talk about.
What I tell you, Winston?
Hey, John. Hey, look. Hey, man. I tried to get away from it, but
What I tell you, Winston? I do look.
one
I
playing
knew we were
Chelsea
gonna.
against
Hey, I
certain.
knew we were gonna go right back down in there with that situation. Now,
All right, so let, hey John, I'm gonna read what Clemson had for Ruke a horror,
okay, go ahead.
and we go from there. All right. So Clemson
Mm-hmm.
on their website they have vocal leader who earned all ACC honors in the year final season at Clemson. Credit with 97 tackles, 25.5 for losses, 12 sacks, 9 pass breakups, and 2 fumble recoveries, and 1,526 career snaps over 53 games, 53 games, 30 starts from 2019 to 2023. Played 5 offensive snaps in Clemson jumbo package, 2 in 2021, 1 in 2022, and 2 in 2023. That that tells me that he's versatile. He's highly versatile. Cause that's like Vrabel. Vrabel taking snaps on offense. You're able to do both. If you're able to do both, even beyond versatility, it shows that your mental acumen, that you're able to understand both sides of the ball, and that helps you better when you decide which side you playing, which is defense. So if you understand play recognition from an offensive standpoint, it helps you better. So I mean, with with this pick, I was skeptical. I was skeptical because we traded up to go get him. He didn't really have too much of a name, but I mean, he produced. He produced, and at the same time, he's still a raw talent. Um, with this pick, I'll give it a B. With the ability to move up or move down, I give it a solid B pick.
Keely, what you think about that pick?
Uh, it didn't move the needle for me. I, nothing, honestly, nothing. The only outside of the edge we took from Washington, nothing really kind of moved the needle for me. I could literally just go C down the line, but I give it a C plus.
Okay, now let's make it. I'm gonna make it easy. Now, Keely, now you said that nobody really jumped out at you from the rest of
But
the
you know
picks
what?
after,
I will
or
say this.
am I misquoting you?
No, you're correct. But maybe I was too stunned by the events of the weekend that I didn't care about anything that happened after that. I don't think that that's what it is. Um,
Red.
but to me, like I look at, I don't look at anyone we took on the defensive side that gives me higher expectations than Arnold Ebiketie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I had moderate expectations for Arnold Ebiketie. I didn't look
Hey,
at Ebiketie like, oh, we got our next TJ Watt. Like I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it
Okay.
like, you know,
hey, kid, hey, kid. Let me ask you this: when was the last time we went an edge rusher in the first round?
what tag?
Then how many times we went an edge rusher in the second round? But we keep expecting these things to change. But Albert
Yeah,
Einstein said the definition of insanity is to
yeah, and
continue to do the same thing and expect a different result.
Yeah, and I think where you take them kind of gives sets the expectation. Like if you take Jared Verse at 8 or whatever, that probably would be slightly an overreach. But with that saying, it's going to be greater expectation than if when we
Hey,
draft
hey,
Katie.
verse your dude, ain't verse was your dude for us
I put it like this:
at
I wanted again. People say this that oh nobody was going to close that gap between us and a Super Bowl. No one we could have picked, right? I wanted someone who could go make a sack this year, someone who could go defend a pass this year, someone who could contribute to the team this year. Like,
immediately.
yeah, and I don't necessarily buy the when nobody gonna close the gap because in 2015 and 2016, we got like 4 starters out of each draft that contributed to the Super Bowl team. So even if they wouldn't have necessarily closed the gap, they all contributed to a Super Bowl run. Like we got 4 starters out of both drafts in 2015 and 2016. So I just wanted um someone that could contribute, go get a sack this year.
You wanted immediate gratification
Yeah,
because it was the most sensible thing for this
if
team.
that's if the goal was to actually win in 2024, then I would expect for us to go get talent. So now, with that being said, that the talent that was picked at that level, it didn't give me any higher expectations than the other years where we took an edge in the second or third round. It was kind of like, well, same expectations I have for Zach Harrison or Ebiketie. I don't
Now,
understand why I would think any highly of him than I did of Ebiketie.
okay, now
It's like me winning a free with uh, a free drink on my Starbucks card, and I give it to you, but I still say, hey, well, look, you know what I'm saying? Can't use it for another 2 years, but here you go though. Put it in your pocket. I got you, cause you my dog. You my dog. Use it in 2 years.
I mean, I understand the other side of this argument. I get it. Um, I hear all of their
I,
arguments,
I get both. I get both
but
sides of the
I don't like it.
pendulum, but
I
it
still
doesn't
don't
make
like
sense.
it. Yeah,
you not in agreement with it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I hear the argument, but
Oh,
I think part of it is this. I think part of it is this. It's kind of like, let's say I do something messed up, right? And when I do something that's messed up, my job is to convince you that it wasn't that bad as what you think it is. So
and
so I have to convince you, no, it's not that bad of a no. Honestly, listen, this is how it really helped us. And you sitting there like, so I can explain, I have all of us have a history of explaining away our bad decisions. We made a bad decisions and we're trying to convince you that it was actually a smart one. We've all done that. And that's the way I take
you
it with
try
the
you try to lessen the blow and lessen the impact and perception of
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. So
That's what's going on right now.
so 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 in hindsight, so the way to explain it, I could say, yes, we didn't take anyone in the first round that could actually contribute to the success of 2024. But here's the bright side. We got someone, as an insurance policy for 2026. And these are the benefits of this. All we do is shift the conversation. So it doesn't change the fact of the initial statement of we didn't get anybody that could actually contribute to, this season. So
So
it's just
Charles, oh,
Go ahead, Don.
go ahead, Keith. I'm sorry.
no, I'm just
Go
wrapping it up.
go
I
ahead,
was
Don.
just saying it doesn't, all I'm doing is cleaning up my mistake. That's it.
And the thing about it, you're not cleaning up last year's mistake. You cleaning up 2021's mistake.
Exactly.
You cleaning up
Exactly.
2021's
That's why I
mistake.
say Fano will get fired.
Well,
If this does not work out, he will get fired. Cause
now,
the same way you said that, said he should have thought
now,
about it, and he was like, "Well,
okay,
damn it."
now, Winston. Now let's
He
go
messed
back.
he messed up in 2021,
Wasn't
and here we
him.
are.
Wasn't him. Cause see, you remember the interview that Tidy did with Jeff Wolverton, where
I remember.
you remember that?
I remember.
And who was it that they said that they hated Justin Fields and didn't want him and don't go get him and all that type of stuff?
And
Now,
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. 'Cause, yeah, think about it. If if that was the case, then why is Justin Fields in Pittsburgh now? When you have an offensive coordinator just coming off a head coaching position, he got a
mhm.
little bit of voice. He got a little bit of voice. And if he really hated Justin Fields wouldn't be in Pittsburgh. So
Well, see, thing is, now, okay, and why wouldn't he be in Pittsburgh?
You would think that the
because
offensive
Arthur
coordinator would have a
Smith
say.
said, quote unquote, Arthur Smith said when he interviewed him and he talked to him face to face or whatever.
Oh, okay, I
After that,
understand.
he said he hated him.
I understand what you said. Okay,
That
but
that was at the beginning of his tenure here before
okay,
the draft, his first
okay,
draft. So now
okay,
that Arthur Smith, oh, go ahead.
okay. Now, this is the thing. Mike Tomlin wanted Field.
You don't think that Arthur Smith
He
has a
the head
say in
coach.
that? You don't think he has a
Yeah,
say in that,
Mark,
though?
Said, what was
Mike
that,
Tom,
Keely?
You don't think like I don't think to the degree that people are trying to say, well, it was just bottom line. Tomlin said it. Like I don't. Why would a head coach, if your offensive coordinator says no, this quarterback is trash, why would your head coach then say,
go
well,
against it.
yeah, go against it?
And
Because
moves
the
like that get you
reason.
fired.
Oh, okay. Now,
I
and
It
just don't
gets you
think that
fired.
if the goal is to work together, I just don't see you starting off the relationship like that. Like I don't think
Especially from a OC and head coach, OC and AC position. Then maybe AC and general manager. You got a little bit more wiggle room. But
mm-hmm.
if like your OC is working hand in hand with your AC to the point of we literally have to be on the same line because as a head coach, you look at the canvas and you're viewing something. And the best way you can view it is what you can sit there and paint down to your offensive coordinator. And he has to paint that vision for you because you don't know how to paint. He has to paint that vision for you.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, if your head coach sit there and tell you, hey, I can't paint with these brushes because these brushes are trash. Buy me these brushes and I can go ahead and paint you this masterpiece. I don't believe the report that Oscar Smith had a meeting with Phil and he came away and hated him. I don't believe that. I
Okay.
honestly don't believe it.
I mean, I don't think you hate Fields and then go get a knockoff version of him in Ritter because Ritter is really the knockoff version of him, just a less talented version. Like how do you say no to the guy with the stronger arm, more
Bigger
athletic,
body, more
but
athletic.
but we're gonna go get the guy that's moderately he's athletic. I'm not gonna say Ritter's not athletic. He's moderately athletic, but he doesn't have strong as an arm as Fields. So we're gonna get his little brother, but not take the big brother. Like I don't get that logic.
The way I'm seeing it, And like I said, it's just my opinion. Number one, Mike Tomlin hired Arthur Smith as offensive coordinator. Mike
Okay.
Tomlin, being the type of coach that he is, he looked at what Arthur Smith did in Tennessee, having a run dominant offense. Saw what he did down here in Atlanta and went and got him because of that. Justin Fields and Russell Wilson are there because they will not have the passing load that Ben Roethlisberger, like he had once before, had. Okay. And he wanted a more run dominant type of offense, get back to running the ball, like, having the bus and everybody out there. And what was that other Levant, what's his name? Bell that they had? Wasn't that his
Le'Veon
name?
Bell. Yeah,
Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell.
Like Le'Veon Bell.
Hey,
Okay.
he trying to get back in the league now.
Yeah. Oh yeah?
Yeah, he trying to get back. You know, he was doing
Oh,
the little
okay.
boxing thing or whatever, but that ain't
Oh.
really pan out.
And now
But
he
yeah, he
now that
trying
he
to get back
gonna
in the league.
now
He
that
about like
they done dented his head up, he want a helmet on his head now. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
you know they talking about where they okayed it for players that wear Guardian cap this season.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that. They got that
Yeah.
old
So
yeah. But now the reason why I believe that situation with what Wilverton said is because and the thing is, I heard that they were going to draft a quarterback. We thought they were going to draft a quarterback with that number 4 pick. Then I started hearing rumors and hearing innuendos, talk, and all this type of stuff that they were in a disagreement. And as a matter of fact, it was somebody it was somebody that was either on the Waffle House. No, we hadn't had the Waffle House hadn't started then, but I remember we might have been on a Sunday or a Monday or something, and somebody
yeah.
predicted that they were going to draft a tight end or something. You remember that, Winston? Somebody predicted they were going to draft tight end, and they went ahead and got
I don't
Pitts.
know.
Now my problem with them getting Pitts, you paying a tight end starting quarterback money, and you needed a you needed a quarterback to sit on the bench at that particular time, and then you bring him out. Next thing you know, you didn't get that, and next thing we're hearing, they're going after Deshaun Watson. Okay, because him and Matt Ryan weren't getting along. All right. That alone told me that there was something to that field situation, because when you have a 4th overall draft pick that you don't have to trade up to get, that you don't have to do any negotiating to get, and it's your draft pick because your record was so bad the previous year, and you're starting out as a new head coach, you go and get your guy, because all of this buildup, and I'm gonna say it, I don't know whether Red can hear it or whatever, but all this buildup about him being an offensive guru was coming up, and that he could do things with quarterbacks, and everybody was trying to make this case about what he did with Tannehill. But after some critical deep diving, Tannehill was already straight when he came there. All right. That's what leads me to believe that this conversation, or that take about him not liking Fields, was legitimate, because and on top of that, what he didn't do with either Mariota or Ritter, didn't coach him, didn't teach
But
him, didn't bring him up.
but Mario
So
and Ritter all play like Phil.
and
So
then and
why would you
then
not just go ahead and get Phil instead of going to go get players that emulate Phil, and you had time to develop. That doesn't
Even
make
though the
But
um
even
but
the guy
he
that
he
we were
wasn't
reported,
developing anybody. That's the part. And he didn't have, just like you were talking about it not making sense, and that we're not having a system. He didn't have a system in place to develop any
oh
quarterback, because the man that
let,
he had as a quarterback coach, he had no experience in doing it, and
let, 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 let,
he don't know nothing about developing a quarterback.
let me answer Melanie. He said speaking of versatile,
Oh, oh,
Doyle's kid finna be good. Um I'm alright, so everybody, if you don't know, you gonna know now. College
oh, yeah. I was
wise,
gonna ask you
I'm
about him,
I'm
Wilson.
I'm all Oregon.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
all
I
Oregon.
was gonna specially ask you about
Oregon,
him.
Oregon, everything. College, track, basketball, women's basketball, softball, women's softball, football, all of it, all of it. Doyle, the best player comp that I can give Doyle is Adrian Claiborne. Adrian Claiborne. That's exactly how he play. Play inside, play outside, pass rushing capability, highly versatile. He can drop back like he played like Claiborne.
Hey, Keely getting ready to tap out. We gonna bid him adieu, because yeah, I'm gonna cut him off around about 1 o'clock tonight, because I got to get up and do some stuff.
yeah, me too. That's why I sent it on
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I gotta do some stuff. I
You
hate it,
you
but
say you
man,
cutting off at one.
yeah,
You
yeah. We
you
got about
wanna
9 minutes. We got about
yeah
9 minutes.
you want a quick run down through these picks. I got Braden
Um,
Trice comps and stuff pulled up.
Okay, well, the only one, okay, we got Braylon Trice, and you ought to know a little bit about him because he was in your college
My
conference.
comp, yeah, he was
What
in
what
comp.
what you think about him?
All right, so his overview is team captain with good side, who was well liked by his teammate and coach staff. Trice isn't going to be the most skilled edge defender, but he parlayed urgency and effort into impressive production. He has a thick frame but lacked juice as an edge rusher and failed to stack and control tackles as a run defender. He's a better fit in gaming front that allowed him to play on the move. He might lack the athleticism and explosiveness needed to carry his production to the next level. Try hard to mean and play string, give him a chance to become a decent backup in a 4-3 defense. His strength is play with a sense of urgency on every snap, gain momentum and lose block, looping inside on twist. Rush mode allow him to collect second effort sack, size to constrict the pocket at the top of the rush. Play under opponent pass, getting into the point of attack. Take shots into the B gap to disrupt run play. Weaknesses tightness in hips and ankles, diminishing bull rush. Below average length and rush counters off the edge. Missing explosive short area movement to create opening. Poor acceleration to chase and slow down wide flowing run. Play with his eyes and attention on blocking for too long.
Hmm. Now, what do you remember of him when you guys played them?
I remember that Washington's front three and front four with the way that they played, it allowed him to be as productive. Don't get me
Did
wrong.
he did he roam? Did he roam and rush from various angles, or what?
He flipped side of the field.
Oh, okay, okay.
He flipped side. You know, he would go up against the left side. He'd go up against the right side. They may stun him and put him down on the DN. and come off, which all right, I can understand that. But I put it to you like that. He led the nation in pressure. It's something that you can't forget, but at the same time, pressures aren't stacked. They aren't stacked. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I see him as having at least a year to develop, to act to actually be the player that we want him to be. It's gonna take about a year or two, unless AK comes on like game buster straight out of the gate, and if he do, then Trice is more than capable of cleaning up the rest of it.
All right. I say, oh,
So
MW franchise player coming in, but man, my time is getting away. Um, let's talk about the man from University of Georgia, Zion Lowe.
and Zion Lowe be happy if he make the team this year
So you don't expect him to make the team?
as a seventh runner. I doubt it. No,
Okay, so
you gotta look at it. Fano can't keep wasting picks. And if I can open up a space for somebody else to come in, then but if I can stash him because he's a hometown boy, then I'll do that too.
see now I
Look
don't now
look
see
look
that,
look look at Justin Schaefer. Look at Justin Schaefer.
yeah, yeah.
And he was stashed. He was buried at the bottom of the depth chart for what, 2 years? And we just released him.
See, that's the thing. I don't like to be drafting folk just to be doggone drafting. I need
Exactly.
contribute. I
Exactly.
need contribute.
Somewhere along the line, I need you to I need you to make your paycheck make sense. Point blank period. And then like like the worst thing I've ever heard as an athlete is, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong because like second string and second squad or whatever, they give you a good look. But when they sit there and say that, hey, second string made you like if I'm as dynamic as I am or what I should be, you can't do anything with me anyway. If I'm going head to head against you, you can't do anything with me. So how you give me a good look? But it is what it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, man done told me that I got to leave him. He don't care which way I go or where I go, but he said I got to leave him. So okay, I got to do what he say. Winston, we got to leave him. We might have to go drink someplace else, but
Yeah,
hey
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. They didn't run the bell. They didn't run the bell.
So I would like to thank everybody that was on the panel. We had a small panel tonight, but we still had good discussion about a subject that we weren't supposed to talk about. Came up anyway.
Say well,
Hey, it came up anyway. And see, hey, I may feel one way, Winston may feel another way, Red may feel another way, Keely may feel another way, Coach may
y'all
feel
in the
another way.
chat, y'all in the chat may feel another way. Oh, shout out to MW the franchise player. Just seen that.
Yeah.
What's going on, partner?
And salute to everybody that was on the panel as well as the people that were in the chat tonight.
Can't do without you.
And yeah, can't do it without you guys. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will be keeping our eye out to see what happens. Training camp is not that far away. Should be some organized team activities this month in May, where we're going to get a little news about what's going on in camp, and just take that news with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen. That does not mean that they won or lost the game. That just meant that they did good or did bad in practice, and they got something to work on. And just don't take it too seriously now, because they're not hitting no other team, and it definitely doesn't count in the stats. Stuff that goes on up at training camp. Shout out to all of the content creators from the Atlanta Bird Gang, Uncle Steve Lounge, Ryan Walker, with the Bird Cave,
Wow,
the
wow,
Dixon
you
Wade.
know how to apologize for that, brother. You ain't never gotta apologize for that. You never have to apologize for being a great man and being a great man that we know that you are. And
Yes,
everybody in
sir.
this chat and everybody on this channel know that you are. You never gotta apologize for that, brother.
No,
You feel me?
no,
You
well,
never, ever.
yeah, we know when you're babysitting folk, they might just
Hey, man, it is
hey,
what
ain't
it
no
is.
telling what they might do. So
Yeah,
we'll just say that's a Falcon fan getting ready
yeah,
to hook up.
it's a Falcon fan Falcon. That's all
Yeah,
it is.
that's all they doing. That's all they doing. So they
Stirring up a little, man. And upsetting the goddamn whatever. But you good, bro. You good.
no
You good.
no problem, guys. And like I say, shout out to all the content creators. Shout out to to everyone. And our aim here is to make this one of the best shows, so we can get called on panels and give our expert opinion on other shows and things of that sort. And all those people that are doing that, they can come here and visit us on the eye test. Winston, you got something before we close
Um, uh, Shout out to everybody that was on the chat tonight. Everybody that was on the panel tonight. Red. Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, you can catch him on the Red and Rev show. Keeler. Um, he got Keeler got everything under the sun. Bacon. So if you see it, catch on, support. But everybody in the chat that made this show go, we thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it with everybody. But at the same time, come back in the comment and show us, tell us how we can make the show better for y'all. Because we do this show for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We love this conversation. We do this for us, but at the same time, we still do it for y'all. And we want to be the best that we can be for everyone. So if wherever you see that we can do better and be better, let us know, and I promise you we'll post haste try to fix that.
All right, and I don't know, C Dub usually comes on, but I want to make sure to for you guys to check out the C Double channel with his wrestling tapes, things of that sort. I'm going to check on him and make sure he's okay, because I missed him tonight. But hey, we held it down.
And we got through.
Held it down. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's 1:03 in the morning, and me and Winston, we both gonna give ourselves A's. We hung all the way. Everybody else, your grade is in the mail, and I ain't gonna tell you what you got.
Yeah.
So
wait on it like an income tax check.
yeah,
Keep looking for.
and good
Look
luck with it.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Yeah, it is coming. When it's gonna get there, we have no idea. But ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I've got to bid you guys a fond adieu. Bye-bye. Drive home safe.
I tell you.